and kind of looking at each other and being like, we made it. Like, what the hell are we doing here? But this is so cool. Like, how did this happen? It's something you can never forget. Like, it's the coolest. It's the coolest feeling. My wife. What's up, world? It's your boy Tommy on the spot for Watchalong Wrestling, and I'm a wrestling content creator from Long Island, New York. And way before Travis Scott interrupted the WrestleMania main event, we had the anonymous Raw general manager doing so some 15 years ago. My very first live WrestleMania 27. It has always held a special place in my heart. And I am so excited to be joined by not just one, but both of the hosts of Talking Taker here on Watchalong Wrestling today, as we're going to go through our memories and everything we remember from WrestleMania 27. First off, Travis White, it's your first time on the Watchalong Wrestling YouTube channel. Welcome. Glad to have you join us tonight.
I was glad to be able to join because the BOGO special, just like WrestleMania tickets. You bought Alex and you got me.
There you go.
Yeah, BOGO special. No, rocking the WrestleMania 20 shirt, which is mine and Alex's first WrestleMania together. This will be our second one, WrestleMania 27. So yeah, first time on the Watchalong Wrestling channel, Watchalong Wrestling Virgin here, no longer. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And Alex, you are at this point a grizzled young vet here on the Watchalong Wrestling YouTube channel. I think either you or my main man Steve are neck and neck for most appearances here, but so glad you could join us, and that both of you have WrestleMania merch here. I went and looked. I did bring the WrestleMania souvenir cup from last year.
Oh, there you go.
But you have some right from Atlanta, Georgia. There, some merch from WrestleMania 27. How are you doing tonight?
Yes. Long before we knew each other, Tommy, we were both there. It was written in the stars that one day we would be talking about this as friends here on the Watchalong Wrestling YouTube channel.
So excited to be. We were all the kids that everyone used to forget about, or something to that extent, and now we have to keep screaming out. But yeah, great to have you both here. And why don't we get started here? If you just want to talk a little bit and just remind everyone what the Talking Taker podcast is. And how long you all have been doing it.
It's coming up on, it'll be 9 years this August. Travis and I have been recording, started off going through the career of The Undertaker, one pay-per-view match at a time. We did 180 some odd episodes of that.
187, I think it was, right?
That was the final one. Yep. And then, for the past 5 years or so at this point, we've been diving deep, revisiting some of those matches, exploring some weird offbeat things of The Undertaker, movies he was in, reviewing, famous, rare matches, unseen matches, doing fantasy drafts with people. And it's been a great adventure that's led us to not just having a lot of great listeners and supporters, but making a lot of friends along the way.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's incredible that I was there for WrestleMania 33, Undertaker against Roman Reigns, when he laid down his boots and his gear, and it looked like that was it. He was going to retire. And I remember I told Ari, I said, we just witnessed an all-time classic main event, and what a great way for the Undertaker's career to end. And then, of course, he went on for several other years, but that's really gave you the idea that, hey, he's finished, so we're going to go through the whole thing, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So Alex was at my house watching it, and then he was driving home to Georgia the next day. And I think you called me when you got home, maybe on the way, and you're like, hey, man, I got an idea for a podcast. Like, since Taker's done now, why don't we just go through his? Because at the time, I mean, I think Something to Wrestle With was big. Austin had his podcast. Colt Cabana had his, but Talk Is Jericho was out. But it wasn't flooded like the market is now,
right?
Wrestling wise. But there were several good ones, and I think Something to Wrestle is really cool, where they would just go like, hey, we're going to talk about this show or this guy, and just kind of deep dive on it. And so Alex was like, let's expand that onto one guy, Taker. He's got a 30-year career at the time, and he's been through from the Hogan era all the way to, he wrestled Roman Reigns in what we thought was his last match. So, the new Golden Boy. So he's been through everybody, like and how much the wrestling world and just the business changed with him being there. And so, yeah, we just dove in and we admittedly said he was not our favorite wrestler at the time. We just thought he's a great one to pick to go through. And we loved it. And it's been great. And we are huge Taker marks now.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's funny. The way that I actually found you all is I was preparing to do very early in the infancy of Watchalong Wrestling, but I wasn't really sure what this channel was going to be. I was looking to look online to see if anyone had any photos of WrestleMania 20 because I was going to do a look back at WrestleMania 20, which you're repping here today. Amazing, the shirt still fits here. All of these, what is it, 18 years later, this shirt still fits. I give you a lot of credit for that.
I'm sitting down. If I stand up, it's a little tight.
Well, it's 22 years old. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
18 years. My math wasn't even close. But yeah, I looked up to see if there's any photos, and like 5 minutes prior, Alex had uploaded some photos from your all's trip to WrestleMania 20. And
Crazy.
Instead of then reaching out and asking if I could use the photos, I was just like, I wonder if you'd want to join. Because I remember I listened to an episode and Alex was talking about being a kid and dressing as Diesel. And I was like, these guys seem like cool guys. I'm going to see if I can get them on Watchalong Wrestling, and the rest is history. So very cool. Since WrestleMania 20,
Diesel will come up if we talk about our WrestleMania weekend.
That's right.
Yes, he will.
That's right. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons I'm so excited to jump into this is because I do think this is such an underrated year for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, poop all over this WrestleMania. We'll get into that part of it. But I think this part of WrestleMania, like 2011 WWE, so many players are in and out of WWE at the time. It's such a cool time. But thinking about your love of The Undertaker and dedicating your podcast to The Undertaker, do you have a particular WrestleMania Undertaker match, maybe two, since I'm sure all of us have the one, that you really put toward the top or holds the most special place in your heart for Undertaker?
I mean, certainly the ones we were at for sure have a special place. I do think this one with Triple H that we'll talk about is up there. Yeah. I think when we ranked all our top 20 of all of his all-time pay-per-view matches, I think it was both top 10, if not top 5 for both of us. So yeah, I mean this one, and then we were both at WrestleMania 20, so that one holds up. And then as far as ones we were not at, I'd probably say like the CM Punk match at WrestleMania 29 has got to be pretty high up there as well.
Yeah, other than the obvious 25, WrestleMania 25, I mean, that's obvious. But yeah, 29 with Punk is probably, like Alex said, it's one of my favorite, not just Taker matches, but WrestleMania matches,
Yeah, it's funny because WrestleMania 29 is one of those elusive missed ones for me because my tickets were fake. But I think that match I liked when it happened, but I was in such a crummy mood that I don't think I appreciated it until I joined both of you on Talking Taker.
Yeah, we did.
Bells in heart. I needed that watch along of that match because I was like big time Bell's palsy at the time. We all got together and watched that match, and I was just blown away. Like, I think Punk's aura's off the charts.
So good.
He's got living color playing him to the ring. Undertaker is still like performing at such a high level. It's such a great one.
Punk had a chip the size of Montana on his shoulder because he's like, I should have been the main event, which we agreed too. He should have been the main event, but he wasn't. So, let's go out this way, follow that. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was really, really good one. And then I think an underrated one that I always appreciate is the match against Bray Wyatt at 31. I know
sure
many people love that one, but I think that one, I think for me, is being there for that. I think Bray Wyatt, like being basically carrying the entire feud until Undertaker came back. I just thought it was such a cool one, but it's had such great matches, obviously, through the streak. If you had to pick here, I'll give you one more WrestleMania question since it's coming up here. And as we're recording this here, it's coming up here
days away,
6 days
away. Yeah.
I know you're chomping at the bit, man.
I know. I will be heading to WrestleMania. I think it's either my 9th or 10th.
Is it written in stars?
It is written in the stars. I will be there for WrestleMania. Excited for it. But
back in the saddle again.
And of course, there's gotta be like I'm thinking like the Instagram stories. I'm thinking like that song is gonna be over and over and over playing that. And well, so now they have also, I think, Nickelback. They've dusted off Nickelback and have them as the WrestleMania theme. We still had plenty more on the weekend album discography to go into, so I don't know why they went to nickel.
Yeah, right?
makes no sense. But if you have one or two WrestleManias that this week here coming up that you're going to go back and you like to sit there and rewatch, what are some that you like to re-experience?
I mean, 17 is my favorite. That's a cheat code, though. I mean, just to say that, but 17 you could put on. I could watch that any day. It's so good, man. I don't know. What about you, Alex? What do you think?
Well, I always say like my uh
Oh,
like
this one?
realm of nostalgia. Number nine, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like 7, 8, 9, 10 is a great era for me. I don't care how any of those are received by the internet wrestling community, but those are always fill the nostalgia hole for me. So, some better than others, some really good matches, some silly matches, but I just enjoy those eras. Those are the ones I rented as a kid over and over again. So, I know them all by heart, but I'll probably throw on some clips of those at some point this week for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's funny when they made the WrestleMania 9 documentary. I wondered if you had an executive producer credit because they built that up as being the greatest WrestleMania of all, and the most
It was made for me.
remembered. I was like, man, and they gave it like 3 hours. Most docs got an hour. That one, whatever.
The propaganda was strong with that one.
Yeah.
Give me the Snyder cut, man. Give me the 5 hour.
Yeah.
Make it a limited series.
Yeah, that documentary longer than the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was wild, but I agree. There is something really nice, like a WrestleMania 10 for like I love. They put up on WWE Vault this week the WrestleMania 11 Fan Fest stuff, and obviously it was at WrestleMania 10 Fan Fest. It wasn't at 11, but like going back and experiencing some of that stuff again, like I love it. I think it's so cool. Like when they find like that period of time is such a fun period. I think our friend Trey said it best, like just such a beacon for all found footage in the 90s because it reminds us of our childhood.
It's pre-internet, like internet heavy. It's no cell phones. Everybody's there having a good time. You're all in it together, Nobody's holding up cell phones, filming everything, trying to get themselves over online. You're just there for the experience, man. And the haircuts are great.
Yeah, just checking out the fans and everything.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's how I'll transition us to talking about this WrestleMania because growing up watching those manias in in Indianapolis, in Los Angeles, in Las Vegas, in New York City. Travis and we grew up in Augusta, Georgia, which is, not a little town, but it's not a big town either.
Right.
Our biggest week of the year is when the Masters tournament airs. And that's what Augusta is known for. But, we have like a 5,000 seat arena. So, as a kid, I dreamed of, wow, WrestleMania coming to Augusta, Georgia. Like that would be the greatest thing of all time. And I feel like WrestleMania 11 came pretty close, whatever it was in Hartford, Connecticut or whatever.
Yeah.
That was as close as we were going to get.
That is a really weird venue. Yeah.
I would have taken a pay-per-view coming to Augusta, Georgia. Well, that was a wish that turned into a nightmare later on. With ECW December to December. But, just the thought of WrestleMania coming to Augusta was what I always dreamed of as a kid. So when WrestleMania 27 got announced for Atlanta, Georgia, which is 2.5 hours from us in Augusta, I mean, that was as close to my dream coming true as it could ever be. I was blown away by it. Never thought we'd see a WrestleMania down south.
There was
some in Florida, but we don't count Florida as the South. They're their own territory, essentially. The Florida and Texas are their own separate territories. So yeah, having a WrestleMania in Georgia was the dream come true. I mean, and then Travis and I, as soon as they announced it, I mean, it was done. We were going to be there one way or another, whether it was in the last seats or front row, whatever we could do to make it happen, it was going to happen.
That's incredible. Yeah. And it makes me think of the folks that are probably, thinking the same thing about New Orleans this year. And then it was switched. Like imagine that they announced Atlanta and then last minute went, you know what? We're heading back to Arizona. Like what a nightmare that would have been.
Right. No, I literally saved up for, when they announced it, probably the year before they announced to be Atlanta, they usually, at this point, they were announcing it at the Mania beforehand, I believe, right? Usually.
My journey actually starts Royal Rumble 2010, and I was there for that in Atlanta, and they announced WrestleMania was coming the day after the Royal Rumble.
That's right. That's
And I
right.
know
So
that
then,
only because I was in the cab going home when they said, huge news, WrestleMania is coming back to Atlanta. I looked at my buddy and I'm like, this is it. We're coming
yeah,
right back.
yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah, so we had basically 14 months to like save up money, and at the time, trust me, I had to save up money for that. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
tickets weren't even that expensive compared to what they are nowadays, but like I had to. It's like my wife, I had to tell her like, hey, and she's like, no, you got to go. Like, we just got to save up. So I put money aside every single month. Just we had no idea what tickets were going to cost. We knew we wanted to go. Hall of Fame was going to be. We wanted to do it up, and see
Yeah.
what we could do. We weren't sure what the ticket prices and the ticket like combos were going to be, but we wanted to stay there, go make it an experience, and try to do access if we could. And we'll get into all that. But yeah, it was definitely something I had to like save up for, and look forward to and put money aside. So it felt like a real big kid challenge, So it was fun
For
when
sure.
it paid off. So
What about you, Tommy? Like, what made this one that you had to be at? Like your first WrestleMania?
So WrestleMania was like the elusive show for me. Like I went to SummerSlam 02, went to Survivor Series 02, went to Rumble 08, and then I really
Yeah,
think it
you
was
guys
right.
got everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
we were
went to
getting
Mania
everything.
in your backyard 7 years or yeah.
You came to
Yeah.
the one for me. And those ones that were always close, like we just couldn't go. Like there was a variety of reasons that like we tried for 20, I couldn't get tickets. We were on like the line for it, and they ended up making it like it was like a lottery. So we're literally third in line, waited there all night, and they made it a lottery right as they went on
Oh my
sale,
goodness.
and we weren't picked, and so didn't get to go to 20. And I feel like ever since that moment, my buddy James and I were just like we even had tickets. The first one we started to do was Detroit, WrestleMania 23. And we had tickets for it. And then as time went on, it was like, are we really going to go all the way to Detroit for a wrestling show? Like we didn't travel. Like that wasn't a thing for us. Like we didn't get on a plane and go somewhere. So it was always like,
Yeah.
we were really hesitant to do it. Like the idea of it was crazy. So we ended up selling our tickets. And then like, we did it again for 28, 30, what was it? 28, that the one that was in 08, 2008.
In Orlando.
Right
24.
after the Rumble. Yeah, 24. We had tickets for that, and I was like, oh my God, I'll get to go back to Disney. Like, this is incredible. We're so excited. It ended up not happening. Same thing, kind of kaput. And then I was talking with my friend James the couple days before the Rumble 2010. And I was like, this is the year, man. Like, it's going to be, I love the direction they're going. I think they're going to run back Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Like, we can go to WrestleMania. That'd be so great. Like, we should start to plan that now. And he was like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, let's not even try. Like, all the way in Arizona, give me a break, man. We're not going to Arizona for WrestleMania. He's like, I'll tell you what, you want to go? Let's go to the Rumble. And it was like, I was like, and I start looking up all these different things. And I'm like, New York to Atlanta is not that far.
That's easy, man. Yeah.
It's an easy
Yeah.
flight.
Yeah. And so we decided, and my friend, I remember my buddy, like I stayed up all night planning it. And then we were on our way to Atlanta. And my friend was like, my buddy James was like, oh my gosh, are we really doing this? Are we going to Atlanta, Georgia for a wrestling show? Like, this is crazy. So we got in there. It was the coolest experience. Like, I just loved it. The CNN Tower, all that. Got to do World of Coke that trip. Got mugged about an hour into the trip. A guy
Classic Atlanta experience.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play.
Exactly. He came, found us, and he was like, oh, I love New York. He said, I laid Christy Yamaguchi right down by the Rockefeller Center World Trade Center tree, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek. He's like, I love New York. And he starts like, and he's like, where are you going? We're like, oh, we're trying to find the Underground Mall. He's like, I'll walk you across town. So in my head, I was like, all right, he's probably going to ask for money. So I've got to make it clear that I'm going to say I don't have any because he thinks I have a wad of cash if I'm traveling. And of course, I did have a wad of cash. At one point, he turned around. So I tried to take all my cash out while he's talking to James in front of me. And with the idea that I'll be able to pocket it in a different pocket. And he turns around. I'm pretty much $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase with a huge wad of cash in my hand. And he looked at me like, what are you doing with all that cash? I was like, I don't know. I was honestly getting ready to give you like maybe 20 or something for taking us across town. He's like, oh, okay, cool. You're making it easy on me. I love it. And so thank God he only wanted a 20 after seeing how much money I had. But yeah, it was such a cool experience. And then really what happened was, the famous story is at the end of the Rumble, we passed by this diner. Right. And I had told James, like, hey, we got to get to this diner. Like, I'm starving. Let's go to the diner. He was like exhausted. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go back. I'm going to order food then. Forget the diner. I go to the gym. And then as I'm coming out of the gym, It's a humble brag. I've been to the gym about 15 years. So me, I have to remember those times when I go. And so I was sitting at the business center, kind of looking at like a PW Insider or whoever, and like what's on the show. And a dad and his son come walking in matching John Cena gear. And I asked him, I was like, oh, do you guys enjoy the show? He's like, not only do we enjoy the show, you're not going to believe this. We just went to that diner up the road and we saw Dolph Ziggler and Edge. And we got a picture with Dolph Ziggler and with Edge right after he wins the Rumble. And they showed me the photo. And I called my friend James, woke him up, and I was like, you're not going to believe this. I told him the story, and he's like, what is the point of the story other than to make me feel like crap? And I was
that's it. Good night.
That's pretty much it, man. That's just to make you feel like crap.
Yeah.
So the next day when we're leaving, we're in that cab, and they announce like huge news. Atlanta's getting WrestleMania, and we're like, no way. And my friend James is like, listen, I'll tell you what, we'll go to WrestleMania. They do the WrestleMania party the night after WrestleMania. So we'll stick around for Raw. And then the night after Raw, we'll go back to that diner and we'll see if there's wrestlers there. That'll be my cliffhanger for the weekend. But that was when we decided we got to go to WrestleMania. And I feel like everything that lined up going into that Mania, like really solidified the plan for us to go. And it really was. It was just finally like the idea of going was like it was finally going to take place. We were going to go, and we're back to Atlanta the next year.
And this is the first and only time they've been for WrestleMania. I don't know why they don't go back. I mean, I don't know if the city wasn't hospitable, if what. I have no idea. I mean, Mercedes-Benz Stadium is bigger than the Georgia Dome. This was in the Georgia Dome.
Oh, right.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Dome, right?
They
got rid of the Georgia Dome?
Yeah, they blew it up.
Right.
Blew it up, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium is bigger. I mean, it's hosted Super Bowls. It's hosted national championships. It's huge. It can be a better host than Georgia Dome, was, and it's more up to date. So I don't know why they don't go back, man. I don't know what it is about the South. They just, if it's not Louisiana or Florida, they skip it. They skip the rest of the South for WrestleMania, at least.
Yeah,
I don't know,
but hopefully now, the idea they'll never do another East Coast freezing cold WrestleMania after the disaster that was WrestleMania 40 in the 45-degree weather for that Mania. I think now they'll hopefully be able to do some more Southern Manias because it would be so cool to see it back.
It'd be great. I mean, it's indoor. It doesn't matter.
Believe me.
It's indoor.
It'll be 90 degrees for WrestleMania. In
April.
It's
a dome. I mean, it's a dome, so it'll be enclosed.
Well, it can open.
It can open, yeah.
But it'd be cool. It'd be great to have it open.
I
think the weather would be perfect.
For sure,
if they could.
For sure.
Just a bunch of pollen blowing in. Other than that, it'd be fine.
The ring would be yellow.
With fine pollen. But no, it'd be great. I mean, come on, petition it to come back down south, dude. Down in Georgia, would be great. So
that would.
And I mean, it's not like there's every hotel. I mean, the Jackson, or what's it called, Hartsfield Jackson International Airport is the busiest airport in the world, I believe. So I mean, it's a Delta hub. Everything's right there. There's no reason not to do it. So
for sure, 100%. Well, going into this WrestleMania, one of the big things and one of the big moments, of course, going into it, is of course the return of the WrestleMania guest host, The Rock. And I remember that particular show. Do you remember who the big rumor was as to who the host was going to be?
I don't recall. I remember watching the Raw where they were going to reveal it, and just context. So I lived in Augusta at this time. Travis had moved to outside Nashville, Tennessee at that time. He'd been there for a couple years.
Oh, wow.
But I watched Raw with our circle of friends. Still, we had a Monday night get together every week, so we were watching, and with two of the other guys that were going to Mania in our foursome. And I remember we were excited, we didn't know,
I had no idea.
There was no idea it was going to be The Rock. I don't even know if that was on our radar.
No.
So it was definitely we were on the edge of our seats. I don't remember who the rumors were. What were you seeing on your end?
So I remember. So I similarly, we had a thing every Monday night. We'd go to usually Moe's, which is I don't know if you.
Oh yeah,
welcome to Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's. Yeah,
home wrecker, baby.
Get the home wrecker.
Sure.
Yeah,
Joey bag of donuts.
Joe.
Yeah. So we'd go down and we'd watch that, and then come back and watch Raw, usually on delay, so you could fast forward the commercials. It was great, and this was probably going to be. This was the moment where if this stunk, we probably weren't going to do the trip. This all hinged on who this guest host was going to be, because the big
you didn't have tickets yet.
No, we didn't. We didn't because because I kind of figured like, all right, I can get my buddy James to agree to WrestleMania, and then as it gets closer, I'll continue to throw things in there. Like, oh, we got to do Access, we got to do Hall of Fame,
Mhm.
do this. I never did like the full. My dream thing was always to do the package, which I never did, and certainly I'm not doing now. With the, you know, the mortgage it'll cost to ride a bus with Cody Rhodes, and,
Yeah.
have breakfast with Angel and Berto and whatever else, come with, attend
Huevos
Apollo
Rancheros with on
Those
Helen Berto.
for sure. It would cost way too much. It'd be like literally 50 grand in order to do that package now. So looking back, like there wasn't, I don't think those were, we probably paid more doing it the way we did it with like going a la carte for each thing. But I kind of figured like I could get in WrestleMania, and then as we get closer, be like, gotta go Hall of Fame. We love Shawn Michaels, gotta do this. And like, so we're watching, and the big rumor was going to be that the host of WrestleMania was going to be Justin Bieber.
Oh,
And-
wow.
Oh, I don't
I don't
know
recall
that.
that.
Thank
And I
God I wasn't
remember-
paying attention to IWC at that point.
The lights, because remember when they announced Rock, like they go, the host is, and then like the lights go out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To give you a little bit of a break. And my buddy James is like, if Bieber hits that high chord right now, it's a wrap. We're not going. And instead, Rock's music hit. We all went nuts. And that's, I think, literally the next day, we were like, all right, we're serious about this. We're going to go. We had the worst seats in the place, but we didn't care. We were so happy to be there. And
Doesn't matter. Yep.
yeah. And I think like literally like back then, like crappy seats for WrestleMania, I want to say were like $30. Like they
Yeah.
were really,
Oh yeah.
really inexpensive. They're just happy to get people in there.
Mhm.
So that's really what solidified it for us. Did you all get like the official package when you went?
Lex Luger special, baby. Total package.
Oh,
We did it
BP.
all, man. Yeah, I don't remember. Like I said, as soon as it was announced, I think that, like Travis was saying, we were like, let's go all in. If we can, if with prices come out, like, because this is probably once in a lifetime, like
Yeah.
WrestleMania in our backyard. It was, peak time of Access. Access came back like around because they didn't have it at 20. So I don't know. I don't remember when it was like back. But it'd been around
Right.
for a few years, and Hall of Fame was going strong.
right.
So it was
I
like,
think it
yeah,
might have been Randy's WrestleMania 23. I think that's
could
the
have
first
been.
time.
Yeah,
Because they had the
it might have been.
smaller, remember they did New York, LA, Chicago for
Yeah.
20, 21, and 22. And then 23. Because when you went to WrestleMania 20, it was like some random stuff here and there, but it wasn't like the full thing yet.
Yeah.
No.
But
No,
I
we-
had.
We had to meet Hurricane at Toys R Us
Yeah.
for free. That's a story for another episode, though.
I do
had
love that when
gotten-
you first told me that story, though. I asked if he was maxed or unmaxed. Like he'd be strolling through Toys R Us. in
I
some
mean, he
gimmick.
had his shirt on, he had his
With-
necklace
with the
on.
Yeah.
cape.
Might
Yeah,
as
He had a
well.
shirt
awesome.
neck.
I had gotten a tax credit around that time for it's a long story, but I had bought a little townhouse with the help of my parents. And so I got this Obama, it was like the housing crisis. So there was like a big tax credit. So I had a bunch of money saved up. So I told Travis and our buddy Josh and our buddy Chuck, that was our foursome that went. I said, look, I can
Yeah.
pay for it all up front, but so here's the price. I think we did like the silver package, like gold
Yeah.
package was like first through fifth row seats, premium hotel. Like, it's like we can't quite do that, but I have enough to do the silver package. So that was the level right off the floor. There were bleachers off the floor. So I mean, we were still, best
Great
seats I will ever
seats,
have
man.
at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Without
Wow.
a doubt. They were incredible seats. Hotel for 4 nights in Atlanta.
Oh,
Marriott Marquis.
Oh,
Hall of Fame tickets, 2
Wow.
access sessions, an autograph session with a superstar to be named later. So I mean, it was, man, I wish I remembered exactly what it was. I want to say it was maybe like 600 a person.
Yeah.
like no more
It
than
was
like
less than
700.
1,000. Yeah, it was less than
it was less than
700
1,000 per person
for sure.
For
Otherwise,
all
I
of
couldn't have
that.
gone. Yeah, for all that.
I mean,
that's
Crazy.
crazy.
you wouldn't even get a ticket for that much
Right now, now you couldn't even sit in the nosebleeders
for
now.
one night of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Wow, that's what an incredible. I didn't realize hotel was included too. Like
Yeah, dude.
that's
We got put up in
and
the
they really
hotel.
had it set that if you probably didn't need to do a darn thing except wrestling stuff the whole weekend with all that's included. That's amazing.
Well, I think I mean, you'll probably mention this, or we can mention it now. Like this was like the first weekend. I don't know if it officially was. It felt like the first weekend where there was outside stuff besides all of the WWE official stuff. Like there
Right.
was Ring of Honor was doing shows all weekend, and there were, some other local indies. And I mean, I hadn't been to other WrestleManias, but that was the first time I remember like hearing all that stuff. We heard
Mm-hmm.
other people in the hotel talking like, oh, you guys, we would be in the elevator, like, you guys going to Hall of Fame tonight? They're like, no, we're going to Ring of Honor or something like
Yeah.
that. And like we were like, why would you go to Ring of Honor? Like Shawn Michaels
Loser.
going to the Hall of Fame. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
for sure. Yeah. No, like back then, like the idea of like I remember when WrestleMania came here for 35, like my friends did not want to go to the Hall of Fame. They wanted to do New Japan. And even then, like I did it, but part of me was like, how do I miss the Hall of Fame? It's right here. But it's funny because like the way my trips go now is like, hey, I take care of the wrestling stuff. My wife takes care of every other minutia that we do during that trip. I feel like James was my wife before my wife because he was like very clearly, he was like, listen, because he kind of caught on to what I was doing. I was like, oh, we got to go to Access. And he was like, yeah, no, yeah, we should do that. That'd be cool. He's like, and then we should stick around for Raw. And then I was like, yeah, and honestly, like Shawn Michaels is going in the Hall of Fame because his whole thing was he wanted to do the Raw to get to that diner. That was his big, this diner thing was like building up forever. And so that's he wanted to do that. And then I said, oh, you also got to do the Hall of Fame. Shawn Michaels was there. And he's like, oh, all right, let me make it clear. Like, this is it. We'll do the Shawn Michaels Hall of Fame, but like, that's it. Everything else. And I'll if you have those things you want to do, everything else, I'm deciding what we do when we're down in Atlanta. He's like, because that's like a ton of wrestling. Because he wasn't really a huge fan, but like,
Yeah.
I at the time, like I would always kind of like pay for things and then he'd pay me back. And at sometimes when he could, when he felt like, so I'd be like, whatever, because I didn't really care. I was just happy to have someone to go with and
Sure.
that was actually doing that with me. So it was cool. But yeah, that's exactly how we did it. So there was not going to be any chance of me being like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we went to go see, Cole Cabana do his
Right.
stuff?
Yeah.
But you're right. They did. They started to have all the extra types of shows that to this day are such a big part of WrestleMania weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, why do you think we didn't go to Raw? Because I don't remember exactly why we didn't. Feels like that's something we would have talked about doing.
I think personally, for me, I think most of us, it was just like the time off. It's another
Yeah,
day
it might
off.
have been
It's
it.
basically 2 more days off because you got to go.
Right.
You got to have Monday off and then
That's
and
true.
then go Tuesday off too because you got to get home. So I mean, we were already not going to get home until Monday evening. So I think it came to that because I think I had to wind up taking. Did I take Thursday off to get down there?
We got there on Thursday.
Yeah, we got there on so yeah, you're already taking time off, or early, and so I think it was just that. And we were young. I mean, you don't, and you're kind of a peon at work. You don't really get, first dibs on vacation days.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably it. All of us being young and just like we got to get back to work on Tuesday. So
yeah, I think for me at the time, I don't think James were like. I don't think a lot of my friends still didn't work. Like it's crazy to me, like hearing the story of you were married, you had a house, like
I was married and owned a house in Nashville. Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, like and for me, like
we were so much older then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I maybe was like, hey, this job's wonderful because I get to hang out with my buddies and go to happy hour and talk to all the girls and do that, and that's really all I was thinking about. So like. A lot of my friends didn't work. Like I think James was able to do it because he didn't work. And for me, I thought I was muted for a second. Sorry. And for me, I worked but my job was like, you had a ton of time off. I had not a care in the world. If there was like a press conference in town with deuces, I'm sick. I won't be there. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. And so I did I was off. I think we did Thursday, and there's a young lady from work who drove me to the airport. And at this point, I'll be completely honest, I was certainly feeling myself and thought I was the coolest thing in the world. I was wearing Affliction
t-shirt
all the time. Yeah, Affliction shirt. I usually my attire was like Affliction shirts, tilted fitted. And I also started doing YouTube videos that were just nothing. Like they were just like a minute or two, no thumbnail, throwing it up, just like silly stuff. And so
Well,
she drove.
nobody, I mean, YouTube wasn't like that back
Oh, we
then.
had no idea what would
No,
Yeah.
come, you know?
yeah, exactly. So, and I did. So she drove myself and James like right after work. We went, and then I was off Friday. I think we got there. I think we did Thursday night. We got there, and then we were there Friday through Tuesday. So it was basically taking off, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, which is a lot. I mean, if you think about it at that
It's a
time,
lot.
yeah. But it was a lot of fun, and when one of the things I remember probably that, and well, of course, for you guys, it's not your first one, so you probably saw a lot of this when you went to WrestleMania 20. But was one of the things that jumped out at you all kind of how much the city embraced WrestleMania?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see, man, and it's even more so nowadays. But yeah, back then it was great to see just all the stuff. Like I remember when we got, was it the hotel or underground or something? There's all these like
Street
they
signs,
just
like
came
the
up on my like
banners
Facebook memory. Yeah,
on
like
the
there's
street.
banners,
Hmm.
and there's like when you got into like I was like downstairs at the airport or something. There was just like a WrestleMania weekend thing, like picture of like Triple H or something. It's just like
The hotel, the
the hotel. That's what
Marriott
it
we
was. Yeah,
were
the
in
Marriott had
had
that.
it. Hmm.
Had like
Yeah.
ice cream, eat WWE ice cream, but it wasn't like officially licensed. It was just like we have ice cream and WWE is here. So, but it was
No, that's
yeah,
awesome.
but it was just cool. They had stuff in the hotel, and it was
It was
awesome,
like
man.
Randy Orton raspberry and
Yeah,
like
No,
Big Show
that's awesome.
blueberry or something
yeah,
stupid like that. Yeah, so Travis drove in on his own from Tennessee, and then me, Josh, and Chuck drove up from Augusta and met Thursday afternoon. And I remember, us driving up, like being surprised that I've heard you talk about it too, Tommy. Those street banners, like
Yeah.
maybe I wasn't expecting that.
mm,
New York had at WrestleMania 20, I remember the trash cans
mm-hmm,
in Times Square had Stacy Keibler in the Statue of Liberty outfit. I don't know
yeah,
why I remember that,
yeah.
but
Wow,
they had stuff
Well,
like that,
what was
and
she when she was out? She was in a, was it like a poster?
it was like all the trash cans
yeah,
had that
Oh,
poster
cool.
on
Oh,
it,
that's
like in
awesome.
Times Square, or a bunch of
Yeah.
them did,
yeah. I wanted to
advertising.
take that poster out of the trash
Right.
can.
Yes. But so I guess we saw stuff like that, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting Atlanta to have so much cool stuff.
Plus, being a
And
WCW town, you just weren't sure. Like, there's still that, that us versus them mentality down south. Sometimes.
I think you've said you saw stuff in the airport, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, one of the things that we were first just blown away by was when we landed into the airport, we saw like so many fans all over the place, and like everyone holding up signs and like came from this country, came from that country, and I remember being like, "What is everybody doing? Like, why is everyone in the airport?" And I asked someone, and he said, "I won't do my southern accent, but all right,
Please
That's
do.
all right.
Please do. Do we
he
have
said,
one? Do we have southern accents?
it's you don't really have it. Not like
Okay.
this gentleman
Yeah.
who had like a big southern accent. He was like, "We just want to be here to welcome the WWE superstars and thank them for coming to Atlanta for WrestleMania." And I was like, "Woo!" And I had already embarrassed myself.
Take and bake.
Yeah. I was like to James, I'm like, "You hear this? How amazing!" And he was like, "Oh, life is tough, man. This is," but
That's called southern hospitality, brother.
There you go.
yeah, like, and I remember there's another guy who was there who was handing out, and his guy was, I mean, a sandwich away from 400 pounds, and he was handing out. He was like a masseuse, and he had like Mr. Magic hands, and he was like, "Hey, they just trying to support my business local. If anyone needs a massage, let me know." And James was like, "I want to get a massage." We didn't go, but he's like, "I want a massage from this man more than I want anything in the world." And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, so that it really was. It was just crazy to see. And we were just so pumped. And I remember when I'd gotten to the airport, I saw people in New York, everyone decked out in wrestling stuff. So I actually did like a straight up Chris Jericho, put my hand on my knee and gave a big like, "Who's ready for WrestleMania, baby?" Crickets. Like nobody even like James stormed off, walked away from me. I was like, well, so but
Like a
in
wife
Atlanta,
would.
I think everyone would have been like, woo, they would have been all about it. So it's very cool for sure.
Yeah, we would have helped you out, man,
Oh,
if we'd have
yeah.
been there.
Yeah.
Could have seen you.
I've never done it since. Because James is first time I went with Ari to New Orleans, James gave her the heads up. Don't you let him hit that "Who's ready for WrestleMania" thing.
Oh,
But
Well, had you what did y'all end up deciding to do? You said you got there Thursday. Did y'all have anything lined up for Friday?
yeah, so I mean, the big thing, and the big thing I wanted to do that we didn't get a chance to do was Abdullah the Butcher's steakhouse. I think it was called. Is that what it?
House of Chinese and
House
ribs.
of Ribs and Chinese food.
Yeah, I have the hat. It's covered in dirt from cutting the grass yesterday, though. But I wear it every time I cut the grass. Yes, thanks you, Alex.
That's incredible. Yeah, I wanted to do that, and that's where James like, I got to draw a
It
line somewhere. That sounds disgusting. Like that doesn't
was.
sound good.
It was
It's everything you wanted it to be and more.
And then you also get everything you wanted to be more later on in the restroom. So yeah, it is. It was something else.
So you all went there as a part of your
Oh.
WrestleMania trip?
That was our Monday morning lunch on the way out of town because it's not like, I mean, when people talk about Atlanta, like there's downtown Atlanta, kind of
Yeah.
where we were staying and, essentially where the Georgia Dome is. But then there's Atlanta, which covers like up to an
Atlanta's
hour
huge, yeah.
away. Like
Mhm.
there's so many
Yeah.
like sections of Atlanta. And I don't remember exactly where the House of Ribs and Chinese food was, but
Yeah, it wasn't like
it was a
downtown or
good 30
anything.
minutes,
Yeah.
if not more, out of the way. Like it was not walking distance or anything. And there's no good public transit in Atlanta either. So, it was a
No.
hike to get over there. And we didn't want to get sick before WrestleMania, so we were like, we'll do this last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. But he was getting inducted in the Hall of Fame that year.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
you
what a
had,
time
you
to
had to
go.
go to it. Yeah.
No, yeah, we
Yeah.
had to.
And he was
Yeah.
there. It was Monday.
He was
there.
at the House of Ribs when you went?
He had his
Wow.
gimmick table lined up,
Mhm.
and
In the restaurant.
yeah,
So, he was charging like separately for his own stuff while you were at
absolutely.
the restaurant.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, of course.
He's
He
a
was
hustler,
signing
baby.
forks, man.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Signing forks. Oh my god. What an experience. I don't even no one
Hey.
saved it for the end because you knew it was gonna be the pinnacle.
We didn't want to have explosive diarrhea when we got there. We wanted to say that for the ride home. You could pull
Yeah.
over, and go at a rest stop. You don't want to be watching CM Punk versus Randy Orton having to leave because of diarrhea from the rib shack,
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing. So when you guys started, did you say was your weekend like start on the Thursday as well?
We didn't have anything booked for Thursday night. That
we
was
just kind of all collected there, right?
I guess
Yeah.
the hotel
We
started
stayed up
on
late
Thursday.
playing Catan that night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
hotel.
cool.
Yeah, we settled Catan.
I
It's
think
so- it's so
access
funny,
opened
like-
on Thursday, but like we could pick which access sessions we wanted.
Yeah.
And I think we had one Friday and one Sunday before the show. But yeah, we
that's
knew
awesome.
a lot of people in Atlanta. Had some friends that went to Georgia Tech and
Yeah,
still
Jay and Kurt
lived
came?
there. Yeah, so we met a bunch of people from college and high school
Yeah.
out at dinner on Thursday night and then hung out with them like back in the hotel lobby.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, when we went in, I remember because interesting, like when you're young and you're like now my wife and I go, we've got like the itinerary of all these overpriced things that we do. But like when you're young, like you don't really care. Like food is like Denny's or like maybe you have a couple other little places here and
Yes.
there, but it's not like that's not a big part of the weekend. You're
Oh,
like,
give me Waffle House. There's chicken fingers. I'm good to go, bro. Yeah.
yeah, like you're just happy to get whatever it is because you don't want to spend any money on that because you want to save it for all the wrestling stuff and everything going on. So that is very cool. And so when they gave you this package, you said you started was this Friday you started with access?
We had morning access session. So I feel like there was like morning, afternoon, and evening, like maybe like a 4 hour
Like a window. Yeah.
where
Yeah,
you could
4 hour
get
windows.
in to access. And I think we had Friday morning, I
think
feel
so.
like, because why I remember that is because Thursday night, when we went out to dinner, we went to this restaurant which no longer exists. It's called 6 Feet Under, which is appropriate for
Yeah,
Taker.
Taker.
Who knew? But we ate on the rooftop there,
Yeah.
and it's like unusually cold for April in Atlanta. I don't know if you remember this at all, Tommy. Like
Mhm.
it's like
Freezing.
50, like the 40s
Yeah.
and 50s, and we're up there on the rooftop in like shorts and a t-shirt. And our buddy Josh is like freezing. Like he left dinner to go to Walmart to find a jacket. And he's being weird all night. We go to dinner, we go back to the hotel. We're hanging out with our friends down in the lobby. He's like, I'm just gonna go to the room and lay down, man. I don't feel right.
It's weird. Yeah, we're like something's
Uh,
weird.
Something's off with Josh. So we get up and like you said, Tommy, we're all the same age. We're what are we? 24, 25
Yeah,
around this time?
Yeah.
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 So we're all, we're not going to bed at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, and you remember Travis, like Josh is just like not doing well.
well,
He's not
he's
feeling
in
good at all.
agony. He's not doing well, but he can't really pinpoint what it is. And
Yeah.
then I'll
So
let you
we
spill the
left.
beans.
We
Yeah.
well we were like, do you need something? He's like, yeah, like go to the drugstore and give me something. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. We got him like NyQuil or
Is this where
something.
me and you walked there?
We walked like through downtown Atlanta
Should have
at
had a
midnight.
bulletproof vest.
We
Probably. It was
we
after midnight. It was
uh,
bad.
it
Well,
was
according to the gentleman who mugged me, the entire city is under surveillance constantly from the Olympics in '96. It's one of
yeah.
the safest cities in the world to walk through. Unless he's following you, then you better.
I mean, I was
figure yourself.
terrified. But
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were
and
together.
we were together, but um this was certainly during the era of smartphones, but I don't think any of us. Oh, I had a BlackBerry.
I
think
didn't
I had a
have one.
BlackBerry
Yeah.
at the time, but
I
like
had a Nokia.
I didn't have GPS. So like we're just like
Right.
walking around like hoping we run into a drugstore or a gas station or something. Again, like after midnight in Atlanta. Um,
I think somebody told us there's a Walgreens, like whatever, 6 blocks this way, take a left at whatever Peachtree 9th Street or whatever. Just everything's Peachtree. And then go down. And then we had to just remember that. It felt like we were in the Oregon
Yeah.
Trail, dude. Like we were like,
Yeah.
okay, remember it and like remember which buildings we walked by to get back, to our hotel. So yeah.
So cut to the chase. He takes medicine. We go to bed. Whatever. We wake up. We're supposed to be going to Access,
Friday morning.
and
Yeah.
I end up taking Josh to urgent care because he's like
Oh my gosh.
struggling. And Travis and Chuck go ahead like, well, we'll go to Access. I mean, not. I told him.
Hey,
Yeah, it wasn't
I
like,
probably would have been
have
joining you
fun.
guys at Access. Yeah.
said-
Alex was very benevolent and nice
I
about
said
it.
we don't all need to go to urgent care, but it was my
We
car.
offered.
I
Yeah.
had the car. I had the big car that everyone was fitting in. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll drive. I'll take Josh to urgent care. Hopefully, it won't take long, and we'll just meet y'all over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. It was wow. Yeah. What a start to your, and I give you a lot of credit for going with him too to urgent care.
Oh, he couldn't drive. I don't think at the time.
No.
He was in rough shape, man.
Wow.
Um,
That's crazy. Do we even know what ended up happening?
Yes, he had some kind of infection. So they gave him some antibiotics, and I took him back to the hotel, and he went and laid down. And I was like, "You good?" He's like, "I'm good." I was like, "Okay, I'm going to Access."
I'm going to Access. So Alex
I met
meets-
Travis and Chuck at
meets
Access.
me and Chuck at Access. Yeah.
And he
Oh,
did
man.
rebound. He was fine for the rest of the weekend. He was good by later that day.
Yeah. It was
But,
a man infection. We'll just put it that way.
Oh,
He had a-
gosh.
yeah.
That is tough for sure. That's rough.
But yeah, Travis and Chuck. I mean, you had first access on Access, so y'all were there for a couple hours without.
Yeah,
me.
we did, man. I don't think we watched, like, we didn't have like a printout itinerary. I don't believe we just kind of walked in. We're just like taking it all in, man. Because again, and then this is Chuck's first like pay-per-view, right? No. Had he been to Backlash with us? No, he
No,
hadn't.
He went to December to December.
December Dismember with us, but yeah,
Mhm.
but this was his first like WrestleMania experience, so he's taking it all in. Chuck's a year younger than us too, and he's a character, man. So it was just fun to be there with him, and yeah, we just kind of walked around and saw some. But I didn't want to spoil too much. I wanted to wait for Alex and Josh to get there and see stuff too. But yeah, it was fun to go through. I don't remember all the specifics. I wish
you
I
met
had a
somebody.
GoPro.
You met a referee.
Oh, this is when we met the little guy.
I wasn't there for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
we met the referee. He still refs to this day. I
Still
don't
there.
know his first name. He's the little short, jacked guy that has like the Jersey hair, like spiked hair. I don't know
not the guy who was just cursed.
No, not Dan Engler. No. This guy is like short, little, handsome, like good jawline, jacked guy. I don't know what he's little. Anyway,
I'll see if I can look up his name.
Damian Priest's friend.
Damian Priest's friend. I believe he is friends with him. Yes. No, he did not get cursed, but we're standing there talking to this referee as one of the matches is going. I wish I could remember who's doing the match, but he used to be a former wrestler. He just realized I was too small. I can't make it in the big league, so he became a referee. But he was
Oh, that's definitely him.
so
He used to be
cool.
forget his wrestling name, but I remember when I watched Damian Priest's documentary being like,
Yes,
"Oh my
yeah,
god, that
you're
guy
right.
used to be a wrestler." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that guy, we met him, Chuck and I did, and talked to him for, I mean, way longer than he needed to talk to us. It was really, really fun.
That's
That was
so
probably
cool.
one of my favorite parts is just getting to know a referee. I mean, he wouldn't remember that conversation, the next day, but very
Is
cool
it
to talk.
Rod Zapata?
Rod,
That's it, Rod Zapata.
is
Maybe?
that Rod?
No?
Hold on.
Because I remember Rod Zapata, I believe, is the referee that used to be a wrestler.
Maybe. Anyway,
Can you see my screen?
yes, that's him. Yeah, yeah, Rod
Is that
Zapata. You're
him?
right. Yep, that's him.
Yeah,
You're right. Bingo.
there you go. Yeah, and he used to be a wrestler.
Yeah, so we talked to Rod for, I don't know, probably felt like an hour, but it was probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We just standing talking to him. It was really cool, man. He just was very gracious and nice and told us like he was kind of just let his guard down, just being honest with us about stuff and the match that was going on and everything too. So it was funny. Yeah, really cool to meet
That's
him
so
and see
awesome.
all the stuff. So, but yeah, it really turned up when Alex was able to kind of get there, and we left Josh to medicate back at the hotel. So
Yeah. No, it's funny. I feel like we might have been at the same one, but I
Okay.
know that maybe a little later for us. But I know we went to when we were going. I was down at the waiting for the cab. It might have been that we ended up doing it Saturday before the Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. But I know we were waiting for the cab to go, and there were these two guys who were there, and I started chatting with them. And James was upstairs, and I was like, "Oh, is your first Mania?" And he said, "No, like honestly." It's something we do every year. He's like, right now you're all grown, we're all married, we all have kids. He's like, but like we go for WrestleMania, like different parts of the United States all go together and get together to watch WrestleMania. And I just always remembered these guys. And now here we are doing something similar too,
yeah,
right? All came
Yeah.
together for WrestleMania, for Royal Rumble, and for SummerSlam a
various
couple
Summer
of
Slams.
times.
Yeah,
So yeah, I just always remember that. And I remember they were like, "Oh, if you're welcome to come with us to Access," I was like, "Yeah, let me just call my friend. That sounds great." And I called up James. I was like, "Hey, man," I told him the story. I was like, "These guys are waiting for us. You want to go with them?" He's like, "There's nothing I want to do less than go with them, to be perfectly honest." So I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, it's our first Mania. I don't want to be going with people who know everything, who know where to go." And I get it where he's coming from now, like years later, because I'm probably the guy who's telling people all the different ins and outs and the annoying guy. But yeah, we didn't go with them. But it was. I remember I felt the exact same way. Like going to Access felt like, oh my gosh, like we had made it. It was like this huge deal. And for me, I mean, I was at the Fan Fest back in '94, so when I was
Ah,
Incy Weensy, so
brag.
being able to now return all these years later
Yeah.
and do all these really like see all this stuff for this Mania that I was like immensely hyped for. And of course, you walk in and they're playing "Written in the Stars" on loop the entire time, so the hype is just
run it
going,
back.
going,
Yeah,
going the whole time. So
Well, I
yeah, it
think
was
I was, in some ways, that was the thing I was most excited for. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I was going to Access because I'd seen it on
yeah.
TV so many times, and you see the all the memorabilia that's there, and
We were stoked
you
for it,
can,
man.
you can buy JR's barbecue sauce, which I did. I bought his
Yeah.
Yes,
barbecue sauce and his mustard to take home, and there was all the merch you could buy, and like the Corvette that Austin poured cement in, and stuff like that. Well, I was like pumped to see all that, and yeah,
Gold robe. I remember seeing that.
yeah, old outfits and Andre the Giant's boots and all that stuff. So and we watched we watched a Chavo Guerrero match. I
Yeah,
don't recall who he faced.
Mm.
But I know he wrestled at Access, so we watched one of the matches. Not the man. I wish we'd seen Roddy Piper
yeah,
and Rob Deerdeck versus Zack Ryder and Tyson
Yeah.
Kidd. That was just on the vault. I had no idea that was going on.
crazy. And
Well, and it's
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's funny because I did ask my buddy James, like, did we? I don't recall any of those matches. Like, did we even see that? And he's like, I'm not even sure if we made it over there, but I think we were just like so happy to be able to see all this stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
to see all the exhibits. We wanted to make sure we got as many photo ops as we could and meet as many people as you could because it was really like you had 4 hours and that was it. So you were in and out
Mm-hmm.
real quick and doing that. So I don't think we saw any matches that during our session, at least.
It was funny too. The memories of my Facebook popped up the other day about us going, and it was so many Taker things that we did. Like we sat in the Taker's throne, took a picture in his coffin or his casket.
Yeah.
We pointed at the Triple H one, because it was like we'll talk about it as we get to the show, but like they kind of just skipped over the fact Triple H and Taker had wrestled at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, so weird.
It was almost like this is the first time ever, and like we had proof on this tombstone that he'd already beaten him. And I remember taking pictures with the Kane one from WrestleMania 20 because we were like, oh, we were there, and so it was just funny how much Taker stuff we took pictures with, and what it would become such a big part of our life in the future. We just did it because he's an icon,
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the graveyard. That was my
That
favorite
was
part.
the best
honestly.
part. Was the
Even though
graveyard.
like we weren't even Taker guys back
Yeah.
then, his graveyard was so
Just so cool.
so well, like smoke going on, and
Yeah.
the Johnny Cash song playing on a
Yeah.
loop. Like I loved the Taker's
That was the best
graveyard.
part.
I have a bunch of pictures from that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was. I remember seeing hunters like kind of off the beaten path and maybe even turned because they didn't want any. I'm guessing because they had two planned, so they were like, we didn't want everyone to know there's been a third. But it was strange. But yeah, that was awesome. They had like the Goldust coffin, the Yokozuna coffin, the grave prepared for Hunter for this year's Mania in case we go in there. Yeah, I mean, we took all of that in, and it was awesome. It was very very cool, and yeah, it was just really a great experience. And for me, even though Access became, in my opinion, a little repetitive over the years, like you'd go and you'd be able to see similar types of things each year. I still think it's like one of the highlights. Like even WWE World, like they kind of did a half-assed WWE World last year compared to the year before, but it's still such a fun part of the WrestleMania weekend experience.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. Did you end up getting any autographs or anything during that time?
Yeah, so we got a couple of good ones. I remember for us, the biggest one I'll never forget is this huge line, and because like you would go into these lines for the pods, and then they'd reveal who was going to be there.
Yes.
And so you never knew. It could be like you'd be in line, and then bang, they'd go give you the Matadors. Like you wouldn't know who it was going to be.
Alicia Fox.
Well, you'd get in line, and one guy would be up at the table, and you'd get halfway through the line, and they'd switch him out. So it was like,
oh my gosh, yeah. And I remember for us, like we were in this line, and we were all the way in the back, and they showed Daniel Bryan, who's our guy. I mean, we love Daniel Bryan. We were at his final Ring of Honor show. We're on his first show back to the Indies when he was fired from being at Nexus. So they showed Daniel Bryan. We're like, oh my gosh, I hope we get up there. And the line bolts off the line, clears like roaches at a bad, dirty place. No one wanted to see him. So all of a sudden, we're like, this is amazing. We walked right up, and we're so happy to see Daniel Bryan. And at the time, like Colt Cabana put out a DVD that was like kind of behind the scenes, like vlog style stuff.
Yeah, Wrestling Road Diaries.
Yeah, Wrestling Road Diaries.
Yep. And I just gotten it, and so I remember I went and I told Brian, I was like, man, I want to let you know, like, I'm just so excited that I told him like all the places we'd been to see him. It's like, to be here for your first WrestleMania is like amazing, man. Like this is the thing I'm looking most forward to. And he was like, you know what? You got all these other things going on that show, and was really weird about it. We were like, that's so strange. Like, why was he so weird about? Like, he kept saying, "Oh, you got Hunter, Triple H, and Undertaker's gonna be great." I'm into Punk and Randy Orton. I think that's gonna be a great match. And I was like, all right, Daniel Bryan, that's strange, but all right, it's a simple thanks, bro. Would have been cool. But later on, we realized that it was, because his match was moved. So he's like, hey, don't get it so excited yet. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got to meet him. Got to meet the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, who was in full gimmick with the face mask on.
Dashing,
yes.
Yeah.
Dashing Cody Rhodes. And I always, my thing was to ask an obnoxious question. Like that was my big, like, I'm going to ask him something funny that he's going to have to answer, even though it's like, just to be annoying. So my big question was like, who did you enjoy teaming with? Like more, Ted DiBiase Jr. or Bob Holly? And I kind of said it like, who did you enjoy teaming with more? Was it Ted DiBiase or Bob Holly? And he was like, I mean, when those are my choices, Ted. Bob was a jerk. I was like, all right. So I didn't get over it.
Not sure what I was expecting there, but okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
James was like a huge Cody guy. Like he loved him, thought he was great, and just was so excited we got to meet him. And then we got to meet. I remember we did like the pose with the diva, so we got to meet Natalia,
Nice.
which was cool. A
Prom
little weird.
pose?
Well, I always feel like it was at the time those were the only photo options
Uh-huh.
was the pose with the diva. So met her and it's kind of weird. Like you're like good luck this weekend, even though you're not on the show.
Yeah.
And then I met Paul Bear, who was probably the coolest.
Oh
Oh
man. No
man,
way.
that's
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
that was very cool. And C was so sweet. He got up there. So great to meet you. Do you have a question? I'd love to talk with you about anything on your mind. And
I love
it was
that.
just like such a sweet man. Like he was really cool. And then we did have a photo op with JTG and Hornswoggle. And
I'm sorry, JTG and Hornswoggle.
JTG and Hornswoggle. And I was so excited because a few weeks prior, I was at a Newfound Glory show and Hornswoggle was there on the side of the stage. I saw him like rocking out the whole time. And so I said to him, like, hey, Hornswoggle, I was just at that show you were at with, Newfound Glory. I saw you rocking out on the side and like, we're at the same show, the Irving Plaza, man. He was like, all right, cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. You gonna do a photo or something? And I was like, all right, great. And I was like, man, Hornswoggle just big leagues me. Like,
Yeah,
Hornswoggle.
little league, dude.
Yeah, he sure did. I think Alex said it best. He was a little short with me that day.
Yeah,
It was,
what a
so yeah,
dunce,
it was,
dude.
He's
and James was like,
certainly
that's why you don't do those ridiculous stories. Like, no one cares. And I'm like, I feel like they do care. I would care if someone did stuff like that. But he
Hornswoggle is
really was,
no mini kiss. I'll tell you that much.
right. Yeah, no, he was not at all appreciative. So then it's really awkward. And JTG's there, and I've said nothing to him. Not an acknowledgement, not I've enjoyed your run. Just like now we awkwardly all pose for a photo, and then we get the heck out of the out of the
I
way.
need to see this photo.
I had to find it somewhere. But yeah, it was brutal. But other than that, it was really cool. I mean, you think about that, like years later at Access, if you got one meet and greet, it would be incredible. So like to have four, pretty cool.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to mention is I was thinking about this the other day when I was, reflecting on what to talk about for this is how different those sessions are now because back then it was only autographs. They
Right.
was no pictures. Like you could like when we did our autographs, each one of us we would pass the camera to
Yeah.
each other and we would take a picture of us getting our stuff signed and the
Yeah.
wrestlers just like looking down, not talking to us, signing the thing. And it's like we're looking at the camera like
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase's there signing an autograph and like we're just like cool. But it was no photos. And nowadays it's the complete opposite. Like you got to pay big time money if you want an autograph versus now it's all about getting a picture. I just
Right.
thought like, well, I wonder why that is. Like, I mean, autographs are worth more nowadays, I guess. But yeah,
I
now
think
it's
it's
all
because
about the
they can
photos.
funnel people in really quick.
Yeah,
Those photo
yeah,
ops, like the guy I was talking to who met Cena and thought like he was just really just to the point, quick picture out of the way. It's to get people funneled through as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I think that might be why.
yeah.
So now at this day at Access, we didn't do our signatures and meets stuff yet, right? That was the next.
I think
That was
we did.
Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, so we had like a separate private autograph thing on Saturday morning, but then
After
Sunday,
P90X in the hotel.
yeah,
Did you
we
do
worked out in the
P90X?
hotel
Oh,
room.
100%
Yeah,
we did.
just
Yeah.
like you
Love it.
15 years ago, last time we worked
Yeah.
out. But yeah, we did the same. We just hopped in lines because it was like we weren't big autograph guys or anything, but it was like, look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is once in a lifetime. Let's grab an autograph and like let's try to get in the shortest line so we don't waste time looking at stuff. Because let's do it all. Let's have an autograph or something. And I can't remember who we got in line for, but it was somebody. Let's say Chavo Guerrero. Like we weren't like pumped for it or anything, but it was like
But it
okay.
was like, okay.
But it changed midway, and we got Ted DiBiase. We were like,
Oh, that's
all right,
awesome.
dude, $1 million man. But none of us like have anything cool for him to autograph, so we're just trying to figure it out. And Travis had a great idea.
Yeah. So since second or third grade, I had this $2 bill in my wallet. I don't know
Wow.
why I had it in my wallet the whole time. I just thought it was special. And I remember the girl's birthday party I got it from. And I got it, and I've had it in my wallet ever since. And so we were thinking, like, what's he going to sign? He'd sign a ticket, whatever. I was like, I got it. I pull a $2 bill out. And so we get up there, and I give it to him, and he signs it. So I have that $2 bill signed by the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. So it was
Wow.
pretty neat.
That's
I think it's
incredible.
the first $2 bill he probably signed. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Legal tender
Yeah.
signed by the million
Yeah.
dollar man.
So
Wow. He must have he must have popped for it. That's awesome.
he did. He popped for it, and he had something to say about it too. An off-color comment that I won't repeat here, but we won't. We'll leave it. It was 2011. It wasn't quite as
Yeah.
It's not PC though. We won't say it here.
Not a very inclusive comment, I guess.
No, but it
no.
was. But it popped us when he said it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's too funny.
It was
Wow.
funny. Yeah, so that was pretty neat. And you
Yeah.
guys know me. I mean,
That's
I'm
awesome.
notorious in our little PSK chat for not caring or having autographs or carrying anything with me or collecting anything. It's not who I am, but like, it is really neat to have that. You know, the few things I do have that I care about as far as signatures all came from this weekend. WrestleMania 27. So we'll have that, and we have a couple more that we'll talk about in a second. So
That is
And
awesome. That's great.
mine for Ted DiBiase was, do you remember this, Tommy? The entrance into Access was like a bunch of ring ropes and like
Yeah.
turnbuckles and video screens, like a big walkway, and the sides were like ropes and turnbuckles and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Those were it was like simplistic, but it was perfect to let you know exactly
Yeah.
where you were.
Yeah. Well, I like went up and like I took a picture in front of it, and I like felt the turnbuckle, and I felt like, oh, that's not a real turnbuckle. That's just like this plastic thing on there. And I was like, I think I can grab one of these. And so I tell
you
everybody
101.
I told everybody, Josh, I said, come over here, man. And he came over, was like, I'm gonna pretend like I'm punching you in the turnbuckle. And Travis is gonna take a picture of us punching each other in the turnbuckle. Again, probably didn't need to be this elaborate. There wasn't like crazy security going on, but in my head, like I think I'm doing like I'm stealing a diamond from the museum.
We just see
or
National Treasure
anything.
probably.
But
Yeah.
like so I do that. Josh is a big guy.
Yeah,
He's
big
like
guy, 300
6
something pounds.
foot. Yeah, like 300 pounds. So like I'm up on him, and like I go behind his back and I
No way.
unvelcro the turnbuckle, and so I shove that in my bag.
Wow.
And
Look at that
we
thing.
got in line for Ted DiBiase. I was like, well, that'd be pretty cool. So
Yeah,
That's amazing.
fake turnbuckle signed by the $1 million man.
so
It would
beautiful.
have been insane if like security was like, wait a minute, that's the missing turnbuckle.
Dude, I am such a goody good, like never got detention, never got in trouble my whole life. I'm thinking that the whole
Yeah,
like I'm
that's
sweating,
exactly
like
what-
my
yeah.
heart is racing the whole time we're in there. Like they're on the cameras, they're like looking for me right now.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I like remember, so like I'm vlogging that weekend, but I have nothing from Access. And our reason was because like I remember my buddy James being like, we can't get kicked out. Like if they kick us out of Access and they don't let us into WrestleMania. So that's why we had no footage of any of the events, because we're so worried about getting in trouble. So that is amazing that you pulled it back out for the sign.
Stole it and got it signed, dude. It's awesome.
That is so cool.
I think
And
once
it
you
had-
took
had
it, we were
the
like, what are we gonna do
WWE
with this? We're like, we didn't have a plan, I don't think. And then you're like, I will get him to sign it, I guess. So yeah,
Oh man,
It was
that is
great.
so cool.
I think that's why I went to buy JR's barbecue sauce, so I get a bag and like I
Yeah.
can put the turnbuckle in so nobody would see it.
that is so cool. Wow, what an awesome story, and the fact that he actually signed it too. It wasn't like,
yeah.
He gave me like a little like people's eyebrow, like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but whatever. He didn't care.
that is awesome. Very cool. Yeah, and a couple other things. So I did look at and I do have some of these photos. The thing I have here. So they had a wall of all of the it turned, and it was all of the Shawn Michaels wardrobes through the years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah, I love
it
that.
was they also had actually brought in the blown up limousine from Vince McMahon, and they had that you could take a photo of.
Yes.
And you could take a photo in Vince McMahon's
In his office.
actual office, which
Yeah.
was like so cool that they had
T-Rex.
like, I love those interactive. And my buddy Steve made a comment the other day that like this day and age they have so few of those things when technically they should have so much more with technology that they have. But back then, like those are really cool, fun like things to see and to take in. Really fun stuff.
Oh yeah, we were all about that. It had like the big dinosaur fossil in there, and yeah, we have a picture of our group at the desk, all sitting there. I think there's like a piece of chapstick on there. Our buddy Josh like opened up and like put it
Oh
on or
man,
something.
that's so cool.
So
That is
So
yeah,
when
awesome.
access
what
was great.
it was fun, and then we got another autograph. Was it that day too when we got your boy?
We
Oh,
got
Diesel.
Diesel too. Yeah, Diesel was our other one
He
we
was
got in line
great.
for. Again,
Wow.
something I stole. Like we
But wait,
went.
he was a regular audit, like he wasn't like a VIP or anything like that.
We
No,
got
he was
Diesel,
like
the $1 million
Oh,
man, dude.
it was the same thing. We
oh,
got in line for somebody and Diesel came in.
oh my! What a mark out, especially you guys,
And
WCW guys too. I can't imagine.
Oh yeah.
was it you or one of us asked him about does he have his gear for tomorrow or something? I don't remember who. Maybe I was. Yeah, go ahead.
It could have been, yeah, like in my head, I had convinced myself that he was going to be the mystery partner in the 8-man tag
That's what it
that was
was.
going to be
Yes,
on WrestleMania. So I must have said like a winking comment or something. And he was like, oh, you never know, or
he was like,
something
"You
like
never know,
that.
brother." Kind of gave us a wink.
Um,
Yeah. He played along with it. It was great, man. Nash is
That's
so cool.
amazing.
Nash is so
Yeah.
freaking cool, man. I love that guy.
but if you can see over my shoulder, a WrestleMania poster right here, it's not in folk, you can't really see it, but his signature is on that.
Yeah.
And that is a
Wow.
poster that was in the food court of the mall area we went to. They had them on the walls there, and I
You
was like,
you were the repo man that weekend. You
I
were
did.
taking-
I just grabbed one of those. I said, well, that's coming with me. And so,
Wow.
I forgot WrestleMania 27 began Alex's, kleptomania.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
and in that
He
same
became a
mall,
thief that weekend. I forgot.
well, there was a security guard there, and she had like a WrestleMania
Yes.
27 pin on. So I guess I was feeling myself.
The word.
Yeah.
I said, can I have that pin? She's like, sure, honey, why not? And she
Yeah.
just gave it to me and said,
Southern hospitality, baby.
all my souvenirs for WrestleMania were free, $3.99.
That's amazing. Wow.
And I got Diesel to sign my access ticket stub, I believe. So he
Oh,
signed
cool.
the ticket stub. So
Well, it's funny. I really think I thought he was going to be the mystery person too at the time because
we really
were
did.
at the Rumble, and that
Exactly.
Rumble he returned, and
It
then he
was
had
so
the
cool.
moment with Big Show where they're walking by. I remember
Mhm.
being like, "Oh my gosh, that's going to be a Mania match," and it never really happened. But he'd have been the perfect person to be
Better than what we got.
We got Kofi, a
Yeah.
random guy on the roster. Nothing annoys me more than that. But yeah, I mean, just crazy. But yeah, that's so cool that you got Nash and Ted DiBiase like just as general admission. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
insane.
And then
I think our biggest one was
Yes.
our private session. So we didn't.
Yeah. So how did that work?
It was just part of the ticket thing.
Part of the package,
was
yeah.
You were going to get a private autograph session with the WWE superstar at the hotel. It was like in a conference room at the hotel.
Wow.
And we did find out who it was like a couple weeks before. But there was no promises made at the time of buying tickets, but it was a pretty good one.
it was the WWE champion, The Miz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
That
The
is
WWE champion
insane.
just sitting there on the that weekend signing it.
Yeah.
No, that would never
We
happen.
were not
now.
expecting that. Like, maybe Rey Mysterio or
Right.
maybe
Wow.
maybe Kofi Kingston, something like that. We were not expecting the Miz. So
Hoping
was
like
a-
maybe he was the champion, dude. He's in there signing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he was a big, like, one of the top VIP autograph signings that I remember, because I remember, like, when my buddy James and I had a fleeting moment of thinking about getting one, and the one we were going to get was Miz, because he also came for Alex Riley was a VIP as well. And so, like, the idea you'd get two for the price of one,
Bogo.
but it was so expensive. Like, we couldn't even think about doing the VIP at the time. That's incredible, though. How was meeting him?
Um, well, so I like my one act of kindness and generosity this weekend. I got something signed for a friend that time.
Oh,
I had a kid. I was a youth pastor at the time, so I had a kid in our youth group who was a big wrestling fan. So I said I want to get something for Billy, and I just went to Toys R Us and got a replica belt.
whoa.
And since he was the champ, I'm gonna get him to sign the belt. And so again, same deal, no pictures. Like you couldn't pose for pictures, but I have a picture of me from behind getting
Mm-hmm.
my thing signed. And like you, Tommy, I'm just trying to think of something cool to say. And this was when Miz had his custom belt with the M instead of the WWE logo upside down. And I said, hey, Miz, when are they gonna make a toy version of your belt? And he was just like, I don't know, man. Hopefully they do. Like it
Oh,
never made
that's so
eye
cool.
contact.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was cool. But like I'm sure he's exhausted. Like he's the
Yeah.
Yeah.
champ. Like he's running like on fumes all weekend, I'm sure. But it was just one of those things like he signed the autograph, he said something, but like never made eye contact or anything. It just they were these little sessions were different back then. But it's still a cool memory and a cool thing.
I remember
Well,
telling him, like, good luck tomorrow. We're because we
yeah.
were. I
Yeah.
mean, I've always loved Cena. Always loved Cena,
Yeah.
even though the
Yeah.
dark times where people hated him and everything. I still love Cena, but like, I wasn't, and Miz wasn't my first choice to be the champion at this point. I mean, I wanted it to be Punk. I wanted Punk and Cena or something like that, but that wasn't in the cards. So I was like, how cool that Miz gets to be a part of the main event, and how cool that we're
Yeah.
meeting the WWF champion right now, like, the WWE champion. Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
So we are like, hey man, we're pulling forward more. Like, it's good. Like, I didn't care who won, honestly. I mean, I love both guys, but it was like really neat that he was there and we were there for his first WrestleMania main event. It's pretty cool. So we were just like, he's like, oh, thanks for the support. And so it was pretty quick, but it was fun. I got him to
That's
sign
awesome.
that ticket as well, I believe. So.
Yeah.
Well, how cool that they gave you like a private area like meet and greet. Like that's such a
Mm-hmm.
cool that's the type of stuff that like always made me like, man, I gotta one day get the package because that's stuff
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
you don't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had met him at a part of SummerSlam 2007 weekend. It was like WWE was off searching for its biggest fan, and there was a karaoke contest of WWE superstars, and then afterwards you got to meet everyone, and it was Jillian Hall, Maria, The Miz, Mr. Kennedy, who is the worst, most douchiest of every person I ever met, and MVP. And there was
Dude.
only supposed to be meeting
What a
like
crew.
3 hours, and then MVP was like, "No, if anyone's here, I don't care how late it goes, bring everyone in. No one will move. Like we're good." And Kennedy's like, "Can you stop? Like I have to get on this show tomorrow." He's like, "You literally could go, and no one would care, bro. No one would be disappointed if you left." And but when I
Mm.
met Miz, I was like, "Man, I love your trajectory of your career. Like I watched you on Tough Enough. I watched you on The Real World. Like
I
I
watched you
want
on
to
Real
do that."
World. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be able to get on the like Big Brother and then parlay that into a WWE career. And he said, "Man, I appreciate it so much." He's like, "But I'll be honest, I have set that bar so low that like I'm on borrowed time as it is, man." He's like, "Aim higher, aim higher." And I was like, "Well, crap." So like now to see him as the champ at the first WrestleMania I'm going to, I was just like to the moon because I knew like when he won and cashed in and the Angry Miz girl and all that, I was like, well, this isn't going to last too much longer. And then I'm there,
No.
Royal Rumble. I'm like, he's going to lose this to Orton. And then he won. And I was like, are they going to go to WrestleMania with the
Crazy.
Miz as the champion? Like insane.
In Atlanta.
So, in Atlanta. And I was like, it was funny because like I do think like the hate and Cena thing became like a tongue in cheek thing people did at the time. I feel like people did hate him and people were like over him for sure. But I do think there was always a line of respect. Like I do think when Roman was doing his big dog thing, people hated him. No one wanted that guy near the picture. Cena was like, yeah, we were over him, but he was still the face of the company. And so I do think that like there was a certain line of respect there. But to have Miz like not only in this main event, but tied in with Rock and Cena, I thought was awesome. So incredible you guys got to meet him. What a fun experience.
Would you say you were pumped out of your Miz for that
Yes.
main
Oh, I
event,
was.
Tony?
I was gonna get it
I
if he didn't.
was
Yeah.
pumped out of my Miz. Yeah, for whatever reason. So where a lot of that stems from is I was a huge Hardy Show mark. If you remember the Hardy Show,
Oh
It
yeah.
was Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Shannon Moore, and they had their own web show. And Matt Hardy was always speaking in Carney. And so I just started doing that too, like shortening the words. I would always do the back bump thing, right? Like we're hanging out, we're talking, back bump, boom, throw myself on the ground. So the Hardys were always doing. My group of friends to this day is the core group. It's all because they're the core group. I stole it like right from them. I thought that they were the coolest people in the world. And then, of course, Matt Hardy went completely crazy and off the rails, and he's out of WWE in like a couple months after this. But I thought he was awesome at the time. Little do I know, like I'm looking up to someone who's, pilled out of his mind and like,
Pilled out of his Miz.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I certainly was pumped out of my Miz for the Miz's world title run there. Definitely.
Well, I know we gotta get to the show and everything
yeah.
too. Like,
well, I will just
we gotta
say,
talk Hall of Fame, right?
Right, Hall of Fame. Did you guys go to the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, man.
We were there, baby.
Dressed to
We
the
dressed up.
nines. Yeah, we had shirt and tie on, all of us, and like I specified it. Like I kept telling it, like, because you know, not to bury the other two guys with us, but and not that Travis and I are like fashion icons, but like I feel like we knew
I think
how to like
icons.
dress ourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to keep reminding Chuck and Josh, like, okay, pants, button down
Button up
shirt,
shirt, tie if you want it.
ties. Like,
Yeah,
it's
we
the
wore
Hall of
ties.
Fame, man. Like I said, this whole time, we're going all out. This is probably the
Have
one
some
time
respect.
we're ever doing that. This is cool. This is the Hall of Fame. We're in touch. So I kept like texting and reminding them, and they did, like credit to them.
I remember
Yeah.
being absolutely furious seeing people walk in t-shirts and like
Yes.
jeans. I was like unwarrantedly angry at them. Like I should not have been. It should not have touched my soul that much. But I was so mad that people were like not taking it seriously, not dressing up. To me, it was like we're going to, you know, prom. Like we're going to something elegant. Let's
Yeah.
go. And people were walking in like a hoodie and sweats. And I'm like, kindly leave. Kindly
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I'll never forget, like,
There you go.
doing
Alex got the picture right here.
wow.
That's
That is
us
so
in our
cool.
ties. So
Look at that. Amazing. And
we
I
have a
remember it
fifth
said
member
on the
right there
ticket,
too.
like they wanted you to dress nice. On the
Yeah.
ticket, it was printed like formal wear appreciated or
And
something like that.
aside from Alex stealing things all weekend, he's a pretty good rule follower, as am I. So we were like, we're gonna dress up,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in that
So-
picture, we had a fifth member join us who was just coming to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, interesting.
Well, yeah, that's a long story.
It
You
turned
can
out
listen to our WrestleMania 27
I'll have to
episode,
go
but
back.
yeah, he,
He
we
got
could only
sick,
get,
right?
well, his dad
got sick very quickly.
We could only get 4 tickets with the travel package, and he was like sort of like the newer member to our group,
Yeah.
so it was just like it's just what it was. What it was like. We could only get 4 tickets together. He was just like, dude, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna find a ticket. I just want to come and hang out. So he did. He can't. He got a WrestleMania ticket, and again, we're in our 20s. We were like, dude, just come sleep on the floor in the hotel room,
Yeah,
whatever.
100%.
He's like, all
Yep.
right, man, I'm down. So he drove up, and one of those guys in the hotel was like, I'm going to Ring of Honor tonight. Do you guys need an extra Hall of Fame ticket? And we were like, yeah, we do. And so like we gave it to him, and he's like a row ahead of us. Like
Yeah, it's
I guess
crazy.
I guess the rooms were like aligned with where your tickets were, because it was like the room next to us. So like his Hall of Fame ticket was like right by us. So it worked out perfect. He was there with us at the Hall of Fame. And then yeah, sadly his dad got sick that night, and he was like had to drive home for an emergency. So he missed Mania.
Oh,
but
Yeah.
we got to have that moment with him. So that was cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, no,
But
I loved it.
You dressed up too, right?
So in my mind, yes. And I remember this, and my buddy James and I have been telling this story forever that we were dressed up. And I do think we were, but then I'm in line for the Hall of Fame in that found footage I had in affliction gear. So
You're the guy I was
dressed
mad
up
at.
for you, right?
what happened?
That's
You're one of the
dressed
guys
up
that-
for you. Yeah.
You were mad at us. Yeah, no. So, and I said to my friend James, and we were both kind of just confused and like, I don't know if this is like the Cody lie, maybe the Tommy lie, that like we've just said it for so long, we started thinking it was true. But like I vividly remember going to like the store and buying something. So maybe we
Hmm,
changed when we got there or something like that.
could be.
Because it
Yeah.
just didn't make any sense. But yeah, no, I loved the Hall of Fame. My
I mean,
buddy,
Sean is our favorite,
yeah,
and so just
Yeah.
getting to see Sean
Headlining.
go in headline was just
That
icing on
was
the cake, man.
awesome.
I mean, Sonny, whatever,
I
Abdullah.
was excited for Sunny.
Oh
Very
yeah, we were
excited.
excited.
Be in
I
the same
just,
building as Sunny. And
oh
she
yeah,
was,
yeah,
that might have been the
and
last
then
time she looked good.
that might have
that's
been,
true.
yeah.
She looked great.
She
And
looked
like
great
got
that night.
cleaned up. They must have told her like if you get cleaned up, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame. So she
That's
did, and
definitely
once
what it
she got
was.
in, she gave up on it immediately. Like that was the only year she was like on the straight and narrow.
Yeah,
Um, and I remember the big thing was Road Dogg. Road Dogg was back for the first time in like forever, and he was one of my
Yeah.
favorites. So he was there to induct his father,
Bullet Bob.
yeah,
and
Bullet
he
Bob.
came in and did the whole like ladies and gentlemen, and I was like, man, like it was that was really a cool moment, and yeah, that was a loaded class. Whole they had
LOD.
LOD,
Yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
And as
Oh,
Southern guys, WCW guys, it was nice to see a lot of those guys. Maybe they had been former WWF guys, but I knew them from WCW, like
Yeah,
Hacksaw, and I knew I loved LOD, and Road Warriors, and it was really cool to see. And Bullet Bob, and I used to watch Scott and Steve Armstrong,
oh
Road
yeah,
Dogg's brothers on WCW Saturday Night and stuff all the time. So now, I mean, they're referees, or isn't Scott? One of them's a referee still.
I think it's Scott,
Scott, I
I
think.
want to say, but maybe. But who could forget Drew Carey?
Yep.
right, right. It's so funny. Like I
He
remember
got
us
booed.
both being like, "This is so crazy to be in the same place as Drew Carey." Like
Yeah.
we'd be so stoked for this year's WrestleMania main event coming up because my gosh, Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee are included. Like that's literally our mindset. Like, oh my gosh, Drew Carey is going to be here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he did get booed, and like didn't care. Like, so he
Not
got
by
really,
me.
he
No,
got
I
booed.
loved
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I was happy, and I do think his cameo makes it's a fun cameo.
He
Like his
handled it
Royal
well,
Rumble,
I
like,
feel like.
yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
He did, and he was so respectful of
Yeah,
the
he was.
wrestlers. He was in and out. He knew it wasn't about him, just there to say hello. And then you fast forward 2 years later, I'm at the Hall of Fame, and our current president goes in and he gets booed. Murph's like a crazy guy.
Oh, yeah.
But it was almost funny to watch that. And he
Yeah.
absolutely belonged to the WWE Hall of Fame too. He was
Sure.
involved in so many storylines and all that. So, but yeah. Well, now I guess we're on to WrestleMania Sunday.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And I remember that day. One of the big things about my buddy James had found this burger place that, like, I guess was a little off the beaten path, and it was because it was made by someone who used to be on like a famous cooking show. Like their spot was this place, and he wanted to go right before WrestleMania. And I was like, guy, like we can't be late to WrestleMania. Like I want to be there for the pre-show, I want to be there for everything. And we were close. I think we got there late, like an hour before, but we ended up not being able. Because to your point, there really isn't that many like quick ways to hop on a subway and you're back. You have to wait for a cab and figure it out. So we got into the arena. We got back to the arena probably an hour before, and I certainly was freaking out. And I remember him being like, "If you miss Yoshitatsu, I promise I'll be back next year. You're fine. Like, give us a break." But I was like, "No, man. Like, we've got to be there and be there for everything." So, but yeah, what were your thoughts walking into the arena and everything kind of, as you're going into that WrestleMania?
Yeah. I mean, I'd only been to the Georgia Dome, I think one time, and it was with Travis a couple years before this. We went to a U2 concert at the
Wow.
Georgia Dome. Yeah, that was it, and we were on the floor for that.
Yeah.
Holy
And
smokes.
yeah,
Real close to them.
it was really cool. So that was my only experience with the Georgia Dome. But like it was a cool venue. And I remember walking in, and I mean, I was floored by it. Like, it was the
Yeah.
biggest place I'd ever been to see wrestling, and the massive stage and everything. It took my breath away. Like, I don't know about you,
That
Travis. That's how I felt.
stage behind you, Tommy, that blew me away seeing that. Just
Yeah.
seeing the WrestleMania stage up close, how big it is, how grandiose. But it's kind of simple, but like
Yeah.
elegant. I really like that stage, man. It's just not overblown, but it stands out. I love that stage. But yeah, I've been to the Georgia Dome for obviously U2 and a small little match where Goldberg beat Hogan back in
Right.
1998. I was
Yes,
there
of
for
Oh,
course.
that
that's
too.
right.
Yeah,
Wow.
but again,
Same building.
much different setup from that.
Right.
That was a Nitro, and there were 40 something thousand people there. But here at Mania, it's more than that. It's something 70 or something like that. It's crazy just how much more. It is totally different atmosphere than it was at Nitro, and I got much better seats for Mania. But yeah, very cool to walk into and see. I remember when we walked in and saw the stage, it was just like, guys, we're here, man. Like, we're just freaking out. Like, this is so cool. And then to see where our seats were, like Alex said, like the section up from the floor, they're just perfect seats, man. Like, we'll never get seats that good
Oh
anymore because
yeah.
you got to sell your arm and a leg to get a WrestleMania seat. So it was so cool.
And
So
it
cool.
wasn't like nowadays where they do like the set reveal on social
You had no
media
idea.
a few
Right.
days before WrestleMania. So that was something we all talked about all weekend. Like, what do you think it's going to look like?
Mm-hmm.
What's the set going to be? So like the first time you go in through the door, it's just like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like this is awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, and you all have that iconic Mania set that you were there for Mania 20, where they had the video floor, right? And they
Yeah.
had the
Very
big
cool.
ball. Like, I'm sure that was cool in and of itself. But now to be at this place at such a large, because this is your first stadium Mania.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very cool. And for us, I remember it was similar. It was one of these things where like going in, and it's like if I could bottle up that feeling of
Yeah.
seeing the first WrestleMania set for the first time, and this feeling of, and James not a very emotional guy, I might say sometimes a bit of a grumpy guy, but going into this particular, like being there for that moment and kind of looking at each other and feeling like we made it, like what the hell are we doing here?
Exactly.
But this is so cool. Like, how did this happen? It's something you can never forget. Like, it's the
No,
coolest.
man.
It's the coolest feeling. My wife still talks about like Mania 30, her first one, and like going in and just being like overwhelmed by it. And there we are, like we are next to. If you ever see the faraway shot, we're next to that camp. That is our view. So it was like, but you're there and you're looking down and you're like, it's amazing that we're all here to see wrestling. Like, just a wild feeling for sure.
Yeah, man.
It's very cool. And just, you said people from all sorts of walks of life and interests and everything. And it's funny, the shirt I decided to wear at WrestleMania was an Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, that's a fair band, as an Eddie Vedder solo tour t-shirt I got from my bachelor party. So it's in that picture right there, Alex. Wearing an Eddie Vedder solo tour t-shirt.
Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam.
Is this an entire frame of all WrestleMania 27 like photos?
No, it's just different. Like, so there's
wrestling.
like SummerSlam.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's all
wow.
wrestling
last year.
But that one, I'm wearing the Eddie Vedder
the
shirt right there. We're walking through like the concourse on the way to the bathroom or concessions. I think it's before the show. I walk past a guy with that same shirt on. That is insane to me. So it blew my mind. Like the crossover, like how many other people were gonna have that? Like that guy probably thought, I'm the only one in an Eddie Vedder solo. Not a big like market for Eddie Vedder solo T-shirts, but just the crossover that guy wore to Mania, it blew my mind. And we kind of did the Spider-Man meme, like, huh? We didn't. I don't think we said anything. It was just like, all right, and then we just kind of kept going. It was like, man, it's so funny, man, how that worked out. So, and then we met some people in front of us from England, and our buddy Chuck decided to ask them if they were fans of Christian Bale because he thought that was a apropos question to ask them. That was his. If he's never met an Englishman, and so he decided, "Are you a fan of Christian Bale?" That was it.
Wow.
The guys behind us that hated, they hated John Cena, right? They had super pro Miz guys. Remember those guys?
Like
they were foreign guys too. Yeah, they hated Cena. They wanted to like murder him. They were super Miz guys. But yeah,
it's funny. I remember the big thing of that weekend was that CNN Center where everyone just constantly walking in and out. And it was also a hotel, and someone had a sign hanging outside of the balcony of one of those hotel rooms, and it was styled the exact same way as the "If Cena wins, we riot." This was "If Cena wins, I'll jump off my hotel, like my hotel balcony." And my friend James was like, "No, that guy's a goner. Like he's definitely gonna," because none of anyone thought Miz
no one
like
did
at all. Like not only was he gonna win, but he'd be the second heel to end Mania with the title. Like, no way. Like this was so set up for Cena to get the belt and go from there. So that I remember that being the big thing, and I remember just walking into the arena and seeing like this big awning that had all the big stars. I even mentioned it in my found footage. there's all the big stars and Alberto Del Rio because he was on the awning because in the world title match too. And that's how he's on the
cup.
Is he on the cup? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
right there.
No, who's not on that cup? Who's not on that cup? Mr. Punk.
Famously
on there.
Right?
He brings that up in the pipe bomb.
Orton is on there.
Right.
Yeah, Orton's right there. And R-Truth, not on the Mania card.
Yeah.
He's
My
in
bad.
the battle.
That's
He's in
on
the
me.
pre-show.
That's on me.
He's
I
in the
should have been on
pre-show
the cup.
battle
That's
royal.
on me. My bad.
But not on the
was
main card.
Yeah.
Oh, because he got popped for wellness.
I don't know. He's in the battle royal, which
right,
we can talk about the pre-show match here, but he is
right, yeah. So yeah, I remember the pre-show and feeling like this total deflated feeling because Daniel Bryan, who we were so excited about, had been moved
I felt
to the
exact
pre-show.
same way.
Yeah, we did.
I was a huge Daniel Bryan mark.
We were big DB fans.
So yeah, I was really looking forward to him getting a singles match on Mania, and so
we also hated Sheamus.
Oh yeah, the worst. Yeah, couldn't stand Sheamus.
Well, I actually went up to the merch line, my second act of generosity for the weekend, making good for my stealing things. I said, our buddy who had to go home, I said, I'm gonna go get Caleb a t-shirt. Like, I feel so terrible for him. So I'm gonna go get in line before the show. I should have enough time. Well, I get to the line and it's insane, but I'm like, I don't want to miss any of the matches. I'm just gonna do it now. I'm gonna stay in line. And so I'm in line, I'm about to get the shirt, and I hear Daniel Bryan's music start, and then him and Sheamus come out. And I was like, oh God, come on. And of course they have like a 2-minute match here on the pre-show.
Yeah, horrible.
That turns into a battle royal, but I missed his whole entrance and his whole actual match in line for this t-shirt. I did run out there and see like part of the battle royal, but I was like so bummed because again, just like you, Tommy, he's one of my guys.
Yeah, and it felt like looking at the card, you were like, all right, you could depend on that match to be a solid technical match.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't too many of those on the card. So it's like now you don't have that match. And they then turn it into like a joke battle royal. That's won, I think, by the great Khali.
It is. Here's the participants. Tyler Rex, Kurt Hawkins.
It's Tyler Rex now.
Your boy Toshitatsu or Yoshitatsu.
It was there. James called it. Okay.
R-Truth still employed. Jey Uso still employed. Jimmy Uso still employed.
I think they're not even there. Wow.
Mark Henry, Primo, Zack Ryder, who's back employed. Chavo Guerrero, David Hart Smith, Hornswoggle's best friend JTG, Trent Beretta, Tyson Kidd, Johnny Curtis, Chris Masters, Evan Bourne, William Regal, Ted DiBiase Jr., Daniel Bryan, and Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
Of all people. Yeah. And Great Khali eliminated Sheamus to win.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Exactly. Probably because Great Khali couldn't take a bump over the top rope. Iron Sheik style.
Yeah, Iron Sheik style. That's probably exactly right. But yeah, that just shows how little they cared about Daniel Bryan at the time. They just thought nobody, and they probably thought nobody would care if that's the expendable match. When clearly, I think if they could have done the 8-man as the expendable match and put that on the
yeah, they could have
to do
all by the minute 32 of that.
Yeah. By the end of the year, Daniel Bryan is world champion. PS.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then next year he faces Sheamus again
in 28 seconds.
They screwed him 2 years in a row. Like,
yeah.
I'll never forget that go to that WrestleMania 28, they come out and it's like, all right, they're going to make up for last year. And they screw it again. And it's like, man, they just.
But it became the spark that got everything going. I will say, in hindsight, it worked out. It wasn't that was not their intention.
Not how they planned, despite
not their intention, despite whatever they want to rewrite as history. But it worked to give us fans what we needed to fuel the fire to get him into the main event the next year or 2 years later.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, anyway, but that's in the future.
Well, how shocked were you, Tommy, by the opener? Because
we were blown away.
Could not believe a world title match as an opener.
And not only and I remember James, and he had a great point. He was like, how is this match going on first? The Royal Rumble winner is supposed to get a shot in the main event of WrestleMania, not in the opening match. And Del Rio, who we thought nothing of. Like, we were just like, great entrance, awesome announcer. Nothing else. Not a fan.
Then the bell rings.
Yeah, then the bell rings. But you figure if you put him in the main event, that propels him up a level. You put him in the opening match, I think it's the exact same thing as Jey Uso last year. Now he's still not in that main event picture because of that. But I think the craziest part is that he lost. I thought for sure he was going to win. Like, no doubt about it. That was a for sure win, I thought.
Yeah. It was such an obvious, like they're building this guy up. They're pushing him, putting the rocket on him. And like Edge doesn't need this win at all. You know, in hindsight, we know why Edge ended up getting to go out on top and have a great moment winning. But yeah, at the time, it was like, wow, man, maybe they don't see it with Alberto Del Rio, who had Ricardo Rodriguez and Brodus Clay, his NXT rookie, in his corner.
Yeah.
This version of Brodus Clay was awesome. I love this version of Brodus Clay.
The badass,
it was great, dude. And I was like, man, this guy's gonna be something. And then he came back as Funkasaurus.
That's my favorite version.
Yeah. That was your favorite version, the Funkasaurus?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I did. I remember just being so pumped that Edge retained. I thought that was cool.
We were huge Edge fans.
Especially because Edge at the time, it felt like maybe he was kind of slowing down, not realizing he'd be done that week.
No,
right.
We had no idea.
Yeah, it was not even talked about. So,
but you can't tell watching that match. It's a very good match. Excellent opener, and he doesn't look like he's lost. I mean, maybe a little bit slowed down, but you don't know that he can't feel his hands and is about to retire for 10 years.
And the spot with Christian coming out too, and everything, like on the car and all of that's pretty. It's really cool, man. It's really fun.
Well, and I remember Christian came out, and my buddy James and I looked at each other. We were like, "He's turning on Edge." Like,
he's Christian. He's a
he's going to turn on unprettier, and he's like costing him the title.
Yeah.
But the idea that they got to stand together, had this great moment at the end of Edge's run, makes it a really great WrestleMania moment.
It does.
I thought it was awesome.
It's a great moment.
Agree. Yeah.
And do you have the card pulled up? Because I know they also had a Rock promo. I think that then Rock came out.
Oh well, we should start that. That opened the show. Was the Rock promo, like the 20-minute Rock promo?
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a long one. It was a long promo. It was great to see him back. We were excited, But I remember afterward, I was like, God, that was a long time.
And it's just him. Like,
it's literally
no action to it. It's just him like doing all the jokes and catchphrases.
Yeah.
But it's great. Like,
it's phenomenal.
But it doesn't.
And they have like the announcer voice, and he's like, "He's the jabroni beating, pie eating. Here he comes." And then he comes out and he says a lot of nothing, but he's like, when I say Yabba, you say Dabba. Yabba. And I remember like in the beginning we were like, woo, and then like James was like, because James's big thing the whole show was like he wanted something on this show that would last forever. Like he figured everything would be because it's WrestleMania, but he was like, I just don't want to go to a dud mania. And so Rock comes out, and toward the end he was like, all right, come on, get on with it. Like, he's taking up so much time. We moved Daniel Bryan because of this 20-minute promo that he's doing. That was pretty crazy. And then after that is I believe it's Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes.
Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes, which I think
Miz for this match.
Yeah, I think this is one of the better build-ups.
Really
of matches on the show, where Rey's knee brace doing a 619 is what causes Cody's injury, which makes him wear the face mask and takes him down.
It was an actual story.
Dark road from dashing Cody Rhodes into, being evil and have the great heel music of dashing Cody Rhodes.
Yes. So good.
Smoke and mirrors and putting bags on people's heads.
So awesome. And if you listened to when Cody has had Rey on his podcast a few months ago, he talks about how Rey requested, like basically Rey had a wide open field to pick what he wanted, and he told Vince he wanted Cody. So that's pretty cool, man. And Rey was, this Cody's first singles match at a Mania. It'll always be this one. So, and didn't Rey was it Captain America
Captain America.
outfit he had
Yep.
on. It was super cool because that movie was coming out, I believe, or it come out the year before, maybe.
Yeah, I think it had. I can't remember if it was the summer
Maybe it
before
was,
or was that coming summer.
yeah. So yeah, it was cool, man. And this match is, I loved it. I love this match. It's really
Yeah.
good, really good showing.
Yeah, and I remember being another match where 100% thought Ray was winning this one. Like, did not think Cody stood a chance in this match, and then Cody beats him pretty clean. And there's this moment at the end of it, because I went back and watched it when Cody had Ray on, and there's a moment at the end where Cody gets the win, and obviously he's the big heel, but when he gets the win, he hits the ground like head in hands, like so happy that he's gotten this moment. Like, it really felt like it was the start of what was going to be the big push. I remember James and I straight up high-fiving. Like, we were so pumped that Cody won and got the win over Ray because we felt like, all right, this guy's going to be the guy they get behind.
Well, he's a local boy. He's a local boy. He's a WCW guy, you know, growing up, you know, back behind the curtain of Nitro and stuff and WCW. So it was a local guy. It was a big win for the hometown, man. Honestly, it was really fun to see him win that.
That is really cool. I didn't even think about that point, but yeah, right there, Marietta, Georgia. So very cool.
I think it's in the top, maybe 3 or 4, depending on where you rank them of matches on this show. It's definitely in the upper half. It's a good match. It's like, I mean, I've been on record as saying I didn't see anything in Cody Rhodes for a few years, like from the legacy to his team with Hardcore Holly and his initial solo run. Like, I got nothing with that. But this, when he took the turn into this dark character, like that's when I first started thinking, oh, this guy, I think he has something here. And he has a really good match, creative finish where he steals the knee brace from Ray and gets his revenge on him with that. I really liked it. I thought it was a really, really fun match. I think it holds up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I think on this show, honestly, there's like 4 really good matches on this show.
There are.
Yeah, this is one of them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Del Rio and Edge, I think, is a really good match as well.
I do too. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's good. What'd you think of the backstage segment with Snoop Dogg and Teddy Long doing American Idol style auditions?
You know, it's so I guess like so I certainly do not want these celebs in the main event picture, right? Like Travis Scott Music Hit, I was not, you know, I kind of enjoyed the use of Fiend, but I understand that like a lot of people didn't like that. But part of me really does like the tie-in with the celebrities because it's such a throwback to what WrestleMania was.
Well, WrestleMania 1.
Right. You have them all over the place. They're in the main event.
They're literally in the main event.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I thought this, and is this the one where Masters does the pecs?
Yes.
Gosh.
Yeah. I mean, bizarre. But even though it was silly and bizarre, I did think it was cool to have like Snoop Dogg tied in.
Snoop's always a good time.
Yeah, yeah. And they always had that entertaining, like I remember one year at Mania they did a backstage and all the faces, all the crazy characters were there, and they had the pirate Paul Burchill flying in.
Oh my God.
Those are fun, like
fun.
you know, only happen at WrestleMania just to get people like a spot. I'm sure you'll have something this year probably with Danhausen.
With Danhausen.
I hope he's backstage with those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it got Zack Ryder on there, which I was this was like first couple months of the Z True Long Island story. So he was like just starting to build that really underground momentum. And I was on the Zack Ryder train. So like, yeah,
I mean, we were fans.
I got excited. Yeah. I got excited too.
Oh, absolutely. I was there.
Have a few seconds on the show.
Yeah, I was there. Great American Bash 2008 in Long Island. And him and Hawkins won the tag titles to start off that show.
Yeah.
And a little section right next to us was like all of their family and friends. And they were going insane. We were like, what is going on? And then we realized like, oh, they're super local. So we like loved them ever since that. And so you're right, he does get on the show there. Good call there.
And then you got this 8-man tag. We've got Big Show, Kane, Santino, and originally booked to be Santino's tag team partner, Kozlov here, but he gets taken out before, I think maybe the SmackDown before.
It might have even been at Access.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I think it was at Access, which made us like, oh crap, they got someone last second.
Yeah.
Who's going to be in this. Like, this
like Kevin Nash.
Huge. Yeah. Right. Like Diesel's in town. They were like, hey, we'd love a spot for you. We'll take Kozlov out. No one will care. And instead it's Kofi Kingston, which made no sense. Why bother? What was the point? Like,
I mean, I always have liked Kofi, so like good for him. But yeah, like it's your
There was
you
no
always
story
complain
there.
about this, Tommy, is like if you're gonna do a surprise, you better make it worth something. Like don't
right?
just give us
Don't do a
somebody who's
surprise.
already on the roster.
Yeah.
Right. Like, why didn't they just take Vlad out? I get that he stinks. Take him out and be like, hey, we're going to replace him with Kofi Kingston.
Yeah,
Fine. Great.
Yeah.
poor Vlad.
Yeah. I know. Vlad, crazy that, like, he's like
Hey,
3 years
he
ago.
loves double E.
He
Okay.
does.
He does love double E.
I like that. I love that he was brought in as like this top guy main eventer. And then they went, oh, but he says WWE really funny. So we're going to make that his character instead.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he goes like the Lance Storm route. He's like he winds up becoming like a comedy character, like
No.
dancing, before he leaves. It's crazy.
it is.
So.
It's nuts.
I don't mean to disparage Lance Storm, put him in the same category as
Please don't,
Kozlov. I
sir.
do love Lance Storm, but anyway. But yeah,
Well,
this
how
match
do you,
was this
how do you feel about the core? What's your favorite core match?
Well, so we were the core group, my closest friends.
Did you have 2 R's?
Yeah,
We did not have 2 R's.
Corre,
But I remember when they
corre.
were bringing it up and they were going to call themselves the
Corre.
core. And we were like, no, they can't. This lame group can't be us. Oh, okay, it's got 2 R's. All right, thank goodness.
We're okay.
There'll be a distinction. But what's crazy about this is, like, pretty sure the original like pitch for that Mania was McIntyre, Triple H, Wade Barrett, Taker, and they're building Wade Barrett and Taker, and then they just like get rid of all of it, like nothing. Like they just give this core group that was dreadful. I mean, I thought it was the Pits, like the worst, one of the worst factions ever,
ever, man.
And I think, and in my mind, like it's so funny how you like remember certain things. I did not remember this. They interrupt Rock and Cena the next night on Raw.
Ooh,
Like,
I have no memory of that.
none. Like I just remember like
Crazy.
this big iconic face off between these two. But when I went back and watched, four interrupts them. I was like, oh my gosh, like
what are we doing?
And Wade Barrett never really recovered, unfortunately, in terms of like an in-ring top guy stuff.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'll tell you what, as stupid and as pointless as this match is, and it's under 2 minutes. Great finish. Big Show knocking out Heath Slater. Heath Slater with a 10 out of 10 sell.
Yeah.
Flips around. Perfect hair flip. Like, I give Heath Slater all the credit in the world. He got a WrestleMania moment.
Yep.
It was worth it for that.
Was it Wade Barrett, Heath Slater,
Justin Gabriel,
because his elite came with the core shirt.
Who's the next?
Sell for tons of money.
Otunga?
Ezekiel Jackson,
the
last
big
ECW champion.
Yeah,
Ezekiel Jackson.
Here's what you call domination. He had a great theme, but boy, was he was the Pits too, man.
Was the
no good.
Pits.
I mean, no good. That really starts the turn of this show. I think when people start to think
right,
when people say that this show's not any good, I think it starts here, and then because doesn't this bleed right into then Cole and Jerry Lawler?
Well, actually, it bleeds into, if you will, the Rock backstage.
Oh,
wanting to eat Mae Young strudel, and then that leads in to Steve Austin bumping into Rock backstage.
And that was a very cool moment. I remember
that was cool.
Yeah, everyone popped for that.
Yeah,
and they just really stared at each other and then shook hands. But that was a nice little touch to have them have a moment with each other.
I don't know if it was their intention, but I really feel like these types of stuff made it really kind of like, oh, he's never going to have another match. Like he's for sure into retired wrestler hosts type stuff because he's doing backstage silliness and all that. But it is crazy how many folks are involved here. Like Austin's back in the mix and he's there with Trish and with Booker T because they're doing Tough Enough. And like,
right, man,
it's crazy how many players are involved here. It's really insane.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of star power of part-timers and like retired people on this show, sort of in a way like the start of a lot of that. But actually, not to correct you or anything, but this goes into Randy Orton and the Nexus captain himself, the new Nexus captain, CM Punk, in a Nexus t-shirt and on
As
Man.
a huge CM Punk fan, since I saw him on Ring of Honor and then TNA, then followed him to WWE ECW and his rise through through winning the championship and all this stuff. I and only commentary. Remember when he was injured before he got the Nexus thing? He was on a
Did commentary
commentary
for
and
a little while.
he was incredible.
Very fun
Yeah.
run.
Incredible. I love that Vince was like, "Nah, pal, you're on TV." And he's like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna do commentary." And he just ran circles around the guys
Oh
who
yeah.
that was their job, you know.
Yeah.
And but just when he became the Nexus like leader, I was like, "Oh no, oh no!" But then when they paired him
Because
with
they were,
Orton,
I mean, they were as much of a sinking ship as the core was.
Yeah, they
exactly,
This
were.
was
Yeah.
the
yeah,
new Nexus with Husky
yeah,
Harris and Michael McGillicuddy.
Oh,
yeah.
awful.
And I'm
It,
like, and I was just like, oh no, please God, no, he's my guy. Please don't let this guy go down. This can't be it. This can't be how he flames out in WWE. And
yeah,
he would overcome it. But like,
he
Well,
would.
but
in
then,
full credit, he embraced it.
yeah, he
Like
did
he
great.
didn't
He did
half-ass it.
great.
Like
No,
No, yeah.
he tried.
he
He
did
tried to
great.
do something
It
with
was
it.
kind of like a straight edge society,
Mhm.
diet straight edge society. The way he kind of ran it, cultish or whatever. But like once they paired him with Orton, I saw where they were going to Mania. Again, at this point, I still didn't have the I guess what's the word I'm looking for? I still kind of hated Orton. I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't really all in on him like I am now. But I was like, okay, at least he's a top tier player, and he's going to get a spotlight. Punk will.
Yeah.
You know, I really thought they might put Punk over Orton. You know, here at this match,
Yeah.
please give me selfishly give me a Punk win at WrestleMania here. You know,
Well, it's so funny because when you're talking about that commentary run, I really think like you could almost see his momentum as the commentator picking up,
Mhm.
and it even ends like you can almost hear Vince in the back be like, "Whoa, this is such good shit."
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he at the end goes, "I'm having such a great time. I might even come back and do it again next week. We'll see you then." And like, and I'm with you. Like, I remember when he took over as Nexus, I remember being like people always like, "Oh, that should have been his spot at Mania." Not if he was with the Nexus. That would have
Right.
been a disaster if he was in the main event. But yeah, it was tough because yeah, he was in this match, but like the build up to it, I think is just it's just Randy Orton getting rid of all the jabrones and
Mhm.
really,
Yeah.
He punts them week after
yeah,
week, one
He
by one.
punts Husky Harris back to he completely changed his character, become Bray Wyatt a few years later. You know, so yeah,
Punted him back to the swamp.
punts him
right. I
back
think
to the
that's the end
swamp.
for Husky, right?
Yeah, he goes back down to OVW and doesn't show back up until NXT and as Bray Wyatt. So
Yeah.
yeah, in 2012, I think. So yeah, but yeah, he's punting these J-Brones away, and the one iconic part of this build up is when Randy's in the ring and Punk goes to run in there and Randy slides in front of him and he's like face down in front of him and Punk just kind of slinks back out of it. That was such a
Yes, that was
such a
cool.
cool moment, man. I was like, okay, now I'm in for this match. This is going to be cool. That little face to face right there was really, really cool. And that was yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Were you
And
an Orton guy, Tommy? Because like Travis and I both talked about like we hated him for whatever reason.
Oh, couldn't stand him. Yeah,
It
no.
took me
Really?
5
Okay.
more years. It
All
took me
right.
2016 to finally even like the guy, and now I love him. But
Yeah,
2016 is when I turned the corner on him.
I I think in 2009 I liked him a bit because I liked the legacy deal. And I did see that like he was really involved in that character. Like I think it was going really well for a time in that with that character. But no, like at this point in particular, like as the babyface, I'm like, you can't put someone who you know is such a dip in real life as this big jolly babyface who's getting all these like every time you go online, he's been mouthing off and being a jerk and being nasty. And then I will say another part of this that's interesting is in the build they have like his wife show up, and then I couldn't believe it when I got his deep Blu-ray the next year, and that wasn't his wife. Like I don't know if they thought that maybe his wife didn't want to do it, or they just didn't think she was as pretty as she should have been. I don't know what, but they had an actress instead of his wife. But yeah, no, I was not an Orton. Like that whole like I feel like it was Orton, Sheamus, and like one or two others that were like in that top spot. Jack Swagger, all those guys I thought were dreadful at the time and killing it on the main event scene.
Those guys can go suck udders, man.
Yeah,
I hated them back then, dude.
Yeah, I think
love
Orton
Sheamus
actually.
I love Sheamus and I love Orton. Now,
agreed. Sheamus had like a career resurgence for me.
Daniel Bryan.
Well, no, I hated him for Daniel Bryan.
I mean, the next year, 2012, Him and Daniel
Yes,
Bryan all
had
that
really
year,
good
the 2 out of
matches.
3 falls matches and Extreme Rules and everything. That's when I was like, okay, this
He
guy
can
Him and
can
Big
go.
go
Show.
now.
Yeah,
Him and Big Show.
him and Big Show. Yeah, Big
Yeah,
But they
Show.
had good matches with each
they
other.
did. They
Well,
did.
Like it
They
was
did.
crazy.
Big Show says his greatest rival of all time. And when he did, I was like, that's crazy. But you know what? And even Chris Van Vliet, who never really he didn't really put up a fight with anyone.
Yeah.
When Big Show said his favorite
Sorry.
his favorite rival, Chris Van Vliet was like, really? Like almost knocked him out of his chair. But I get it. Like they did have some good matches. But yeah, there was that period of time he was doing the 1-800-Fella stuff. I was like, brutal. Like this guy is the worst.
I hated the bar because I hated him. I love Cesaro. I thought Cesaro took
Yeah.
a dive by pairing with
Yep.
Sheamus.
Agreed. Oh god, with matching suits and that was dreadful. But yeah,
Anyway.
no, I did Orton. I did not. I think I came back around on Orton a bit during the Authority. I thought that was kind of a cool deal for him. And then when he hit that RKO on Rollins, I think that moment on, I was like,
Oh my God,
this
right.
guy's amazing. Like I get
Amazing.
why he's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was honestly, it started with this match because this is up there. This is also in the four
Such a
like
good match.
really good matches. I would say it's one of Orton's like three best WrestleMania matches.
Well,
Honestly, I put it in the top
completely agree.
three.
Good point.
Like
Yeah.
him and Rollins, him and Taker. You could maybe say like him and Batista and Daniel Bryan. You could probably put up there
Yep. That's a
too.
good one. Sure.
So like some combination of those. But yeah, this is great finish with Punk doing the like going
Springboard.
for a diving clothesline
Mhm.
and Orton catches him in the RKO out of
Oh,
nowhere.
we jumped out of our
Oh,
seats, dude.
yeah.
That was an incredible view to see that. It
Yeah.
was just like, oh, so cool.
But this match was
that's
so good, and he goes into the Christian feud, which is so
Yes.
good. And then I'm
Iconic.
starting to be like,
Yeah.
I think I like Randy Orton now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like now
Yeah.
Orton's on the card, and suddenly I'm like, oh damn, he's gonna have a good match. It's cool.
Mhm.
We're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
2011,
funny.
I gained respect, but 2016 is when I really was like, no, I'm full putting my Randy Orton hat on. Like, but
20,
yeah.
2016, he slides in the ring, he hits the RKO, he gets on the mic and he says, because I'm Randy Orton, no enhancements needed. And I was like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
Oh,
just
about
thinking of that.
Brock.
Oh, for Brock. Right after Brock was failed wellness.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, the coolest thing ever. And he had the really cool RKO out of nowhere shirt.
Yeah.
Hashtag out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I agree. That Orton was great for sure. But yeah, this match is one of
This
those where
match
like
is
the
so
whole
good.
time you're rooting for Punk. Like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I want Punk to get this. It's going to be terrible if he loses. He needs this win. Then Orton hits that RKO in the end. You're like, you know what? That finish was so great.
I can't
Yeah,
be mad about
exactly.
that.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay.
100%.
I remember just like we actually stood up and gave them a little standing ovation
Yeah.
up on the tippy top nosebleeds, probably, risk of falling to our doom. But we were, and we were like, all right, we got like a good match. Now this is one people will talk about for a while at least.
This is probably my favorite match of the night, other than Taker and Triple H.
This
is
probably
my
my number two.
Yeah, this is my number two. I love this match, man. It's so good.
For sure.
And I loved the next backstage segment with The Rock and a couple of late greats.
Rock is all over this show. My goodness.
Yeah.
I wasn't that many backstage. Jeez.
Hall of Famer Mean Gene Okerlund, and of course
yeah.
the late great Pee Wee Herman
Mhm.
and The Rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great. And
I have
Had a
no
good
idea
use
why
there.
that happened, but sure, why not?
they did have, you get a little bit of the comedy in there with them too, which was good. And I think it's honestly, they probably were like, you wonder almost like going into the show if they were like, hey, we've got The Rock, so let's, like, there was the year he came back for the Hall of Fame to induct his dad, and they had him go like 45 minutes at the Hall of Fame talking about so many things. I think it was like, we have Rock, we don't know how long we've got him, so let's just have him do everything we can
Milk
get.
everything out of him.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, this is where it really starts to take a turn, Tommy, as you say, the very controversial, not well-regarded match between Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler with special guest referee Stone Cold Steve Austin there to really hype things up. And I will say this, I will declare this, I don't know if I'm in the minority, this was probably in like my top 3 things I was most excited for going into the
100%.
show because
Yes.
I loved Jerry Lawler. I had a ton
Yeah,
of
we
respect
did.
for him. I was so like this legend is getting his first WrestleMania match.
Yes, exactly.
I thought Michael Cole, was a fantastic heel. Honest, I really did. Like, you
Yeah.
hated him. You absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, I was doing a ton of fantasy booking, like Tommy style back
Still
then.
does.
Like in my head, I thought Michael Cole, he's gonna transition to managing. He's gonna
Yeah.
manage the
Yeah.
Miz. Like you can't keep him on commentary.
Yeah.
So he's like
Yeah.
he's gonna be this. He has so much heat. He's gonna be this heel manager for Miz. And then I booked this match. This is gonna be so good. He's been so obnoxious for the past year. Jerry Lawler's gonna beat him in 3 minutes. Stone Cold's gonna stun him. Beer bath. This is gonna be so much fun.
Gary will have the cokes because he hasn't drank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
instead, they gave
What?
it 49
Three
minutes.
hours of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible how much time they gave this for such a dud. I don't understand Vince's idea here. Like, this is Jerry Lawler's first WrestleMania. This should have been a 8 minutes at most segment where he's just embarrassing Michael. Michael Cole could get some one ups on him or whatever. That's fine, but have Lawler do the Lawler things and let the fans cheer and move on. What are we doing with Jack Swagger and all this
Oh,
stuff? It is just Jack Swagger is go away. He
oh,
always in my book. I've never liked the guy. He's
no.
awful. Jake Hager sucks too in AEW.
Yeah.
He's just a charisma vacuum.
Yeah.
Michael Cole, all the heat in the world. Jerry Lawler, beloved around the world. It's just this. There was such an easy recipe to do this, and Vince just overcooked it way too much. Sorry,
And
I'm
it's
ranting.
no, you're 100% right. And it's crazy because to your point, Alex, like I'll always say, this WrestleMania is one of the best built WrestleManias of all
It
time.
is.
Going into this, like the story of like Jerry Lawler doing everything he could to get this first Mania match, and then finally, like he gets screwed out of the match with the Miz, and they finally set the stage that he's going to get his comeuppance here on Michael Cole. It's going to be great. It's like one of the big highlighted matches in town that weekend. I remember going into
Yeah.
Yeah.
Access and there's a big poster for it. It's on
Yes.
the
They've
back of
been
the
building
shirt, I
for
think.
months.
Yeah, I mean, it was done so well, and then it goes on and
Ah.
on and on, and man, and then it's like finally it ends. Like, thank goodness it's over, and they have the general manager pop in just to ruin it even more by then declaring Michael Cole as the winner, and it's like just be done, get it out of there.
It's awful,
Um,
man.
it's so bad. It's 2 years in a row because honestly, Brett and Vince was just as terrible the year before. At least that like Brett got his moment, but
At least that was Brett and Vince, not
yeah,
Michael Cole.
sure, yeah.
You know,
And Michael Cole and the
Not
singlet,
a wrestler.
yeah, not
the
not a
They get
Syracuse Orange.
the Syracuse Orange.
they
Oh
get
my God.
13 minutes and 45 seconds.
Unbelievable. And like for two guys
That's
who
bell time. That's not even
right,
entrances.
That's not even like stunning Josh
Mm-hmm.
Matthews and Booker T
yeah.
and everybody after the match. Yeah, good Lord.
I dog on Jelly Roll and his performance at SummerSlam, but I will say that Jelly Roll puts in, they would never in this day and age put someone in there who clearly, like Michael Cole, clearly was not in the gym working out. He was not trying to get bumps down, nothing. Like they put him out there for 13 minutes, 45 seconds, and he was like, they threw me in there. I mean, it was terrible. It was bad. Like, I mean, untrained, like it was just awful. And like I remember the first couple of minutes being so stoked and then realizing like, oh man,
Oh,
this is going
Oh,
off.
yeah.
it's just going and going.
Yeah, rough, really bad stuff. And
And
it's
it's
a big reason people hate this WrestleMania, I think.
oh yeah, and it's so sad that it's King's only
I
WrestleMania
know.
match.
I
Like
know.
a true all-time legend of the business and a legend in WWE. Like it been in the company for so long and on commentary and just a beloved character in professional wrestling history. And this is his WrestleMania
It's
legacy.
not good.
Oh,
I mean, I
Awful.
will say the only thing that's really cool about like their entire feud is that the idea that Michael Cole had no choice but to become a babyface because of how he acted when he thought Jerry Lawler legit died in the middle of the show. Like,
Yeah.
saved his life. Like, you couldn't boo him really after
Couldn't
that.
be a heel
No.
after that.
Like,
Yeah.
he had,
That was crazy.
And I'll never forget, like, I wasn't watching, and my buddy texted me, and he was like, I'm pretty sure Jerry Lawler just died in the middle
Oh,
of
I was watching it on Raw. I remember I was thinking, I was like, something's going on here. I think Lawler just died on screen. I legit thought it happened. So
crazy. But yeah, it is tough. And then I think after this, it doesn't Austin bring like the Tough Enough folks in?
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember this.
Booker T does a spinner. Booker T shows
Booker
up.
T comes in and like, I think he gets a stunner.
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it
anymore.
So
you can move on here.
Hold on, I'm just kidding.
It was such a success. They went on to run it back for another 2 pay-per-views.
Did they really?
Yes, it kept going. And they had King and JR versus Michael Cole and Jack Swagger.
That's right.
It's crazy that
country whipping match.
Country whipping match.
You remember the country whipping? Yeah. Jeez. And it's crazy that they at one point thought so highly of Swagger, they gave him the world title. And then, like, here he is the next year. Yeah, year before. And they clearly are, like, they're shoehorning him in here because they still have a little something for him. But I do think this is really... Well, no, that's not true. He actually was in another world title match at WrestleMania.
I'll say he gets
my God.
Dutch Mantel to be
his
All-American American.
They kept trying.
He could never. I mean, the other guy complains and says he didn't get opportunities. Dude, you got so many opportunities. Like,
yeah, you just fumble the ball every time because you suck. Sorry, ask me how I really feel. Mr. Butterfingers, just fumbling the ball every time they give it to you.
A great theme song, though. We'll say, check 1, 2. Oh yeah, I thought that was cool. But
hey, I liked it, but it also meant he was coming out, so I hated it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give him a compliment that he's doing his entrance and he's doing the push-ups and the glass breaks and Stone Cold drives the 4-wheeler out and he's like he does a great reaction and Stone Cold almost runs him over and he gets out just in time. Yeah. That's a cool.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. And
knowing the Undertaker was once told by Vince McMahon, "Hey, what do you want me to do with him, boss? Kill him." You know, Vince was like, "If he's in the way, Steve, run his ass over. It'll be great. The great moment." Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, hey, you know what? And I think that unfortunately brings this show down to why people say it's like the worst ever. It's not the worst ever. And not even close, I don't think. But I think this really doesn't do it any favors.
Well, I don't think it can be because the next match, because speaking of Undertaker, thank goodness he's here to save the show with him and Triple H right here in the middle of the show. Were you excited for this match? What did you think of this build-up? Was this something you were looking forward to?
So it's interesting because I know a lot of people, when that 2/21/11 came out, it's a great Raw, right? That's a Raw. Starts with Cena's response to The Rock. I'm a great big purple pinwheel, Rock. You can go right ahead and, you know, do that whole thing. He like comes back at Rock so strong that it's like, oh, he's not going to get pushed over here. Like, he's here to stay. And then they build this big moment out. And a lot of people, I think, thought it was going to be Sting. And I remember being
definitely did.
I 100% did.
And in my mind, I was like,
because it was going to be in Atlanta.
Right.
And I think he was a free agent at the time. Yeah,
he was a free agent. And I was like, if it's not Sting and it's Taker, I bet Taker returns and Sting shows up. Like, all right, you're back. We teased everyone that it might be Sting. It's not Sting, it's Taker. And now here's Sting to go right at Taker. And that was going to be your Mania match. So to go back to Hunter and Undertaker, to be honest, going into this, I kind of felt like we've been there. We've done that already a couple years with Shawn. And truth be told, at the time, I was over Undertaker's streak because he just retired Shawn. So I was like, hoping Hunter put an end to it. one of very few in the building who absolutely, and like people give me the stink eye, people give me the you pipe down. Every time Hunter got an upper hand, I was hoping he was going to win. But going in, I don't think I had as excitement as I had wondered because I just didn't know how good the match was going to be. And I was really very wrong. How about you guys?
Oh, you there, Alex?
I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thought you fuzzed out on mine. Yeah, I was. This was the Raw where they came back and didn't say anything, right? When they built this, right? Yeah, I was I was hooked in since then. I was
That
like,
was good. Yeah.
it was just incredible. And I was like, okay, they don't have to have a story play out on screen. The story is that you retired my best friend. I'm
Right.
back to avenge that loss. And I remember several times in this match thinking, oh no, the streak is like he's going to beat the streak.
Yeah.
Like I thought a couple times, and this match exceeded my expectations. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think it took me a long time. Like the Hell in a Cell the next year is very good and is a very good piece of storytelling, but it's a coin flip for me, and it may be like biased because I was there. But this match might be better than that. Just as far as just what's going on in the ring, I don't know. That one has so much more, so many more things going on with as far as Sean and everything, and the greatest near fall of all time. But just watching this in Atlanta with Alex and Josh and Chuck, and just being like this, we're witnessing something special here, man. And it was just such a far cry from the giant pile of cow manure we just ingested before that. You know,
Right.
it was so good, and like they just immediately go out of the ring and start just spamming finishers and big moves. It
Yeah.
wasn't like we're gonna like they're like we know we can't top Taker and Sean. We can't do that. They did 2 years in a row. It was incredible. There was mat wrestling. There was counter to chain wrestling. There's this and that. This was just two like almost like a Godzilla versus King Kong thing. And they go out. They crash through the pod. They crash through the table. There's
Yeah,
spine
the
buster.
coal mine.
The coal mine. Yeah, the
Yeah.
coal mine thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just like big stuff. You get the sledgehammer. It's just like we're just going. It's like you're playing a video game and you got all your finishers stored. You're just hitting them from the beginning.
It's
You
so
know?
true. Yeah. No, it was for me, I completely agree. I think it was it's the moment at the end that when James was saying, I hope we get something that's memorable. This was it, I thought.
Taker not being able to walk out.
Yeah, Taker not being able to walk out. This incredible match. I agree with you 100%. I think this is, to this day, one of my top five favorite
It's so
WrestleMania matches ever.
good.
So good. The deep selling, Taker giving every single piece of himself and doing just enough to get the hold in to where he wins the match. And Hunter has no choice but to tap just to live another day. But Hunter's standing and Taker gets out. And away we go up to next year's Mania. It's perfect, I think.
Yeah, I loved the build up to it, and I was excited for it, but I didn't think they could match up with the past 2 years. I thought,
Right.
you know, I had, I didn't hate Triple H as much as people on the internet often do, but I was like, come on, man, you can't do what Shawn Michaels
You're not
just, you're
Sean.
not Shawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would still rank the Shawn matches above the Triple H matches,
Sure.
but dang if they didn't come real close. And
Mm-hmm.
it was excellent. They did everything they were supposed to do. It's 5 stars for me without question. And yeah, great near fall where Triple H does the tombstone to
Yes.
Taker and
Yes.
crosses the arms. Like that was the biggest oh my God moment of the
Yeah.
whole night for me when Taker kicks out of that one. And yeah, it was shocking to see the Undertaker taken out on a stretcher. I mean, for the first time ever. They
Yeah.
on commentary would always say for years, as we talked about on Talking Taker, Undertaker is beaten up like we'd never seen him
Mm-hmm.
before, always exaggerating. But this truly was something you had never seen
One of a kind.
before. And
Yeah.
I remember like we were there in the crowd, like not sure, like
Yeah. Is this a
did
shoot?
he
Yeah.
really get hurt? Like
Yeah.
what is happening here?
Well, and behind the scenes, we've heard over the years, Taker's talked about it was a very controversial thing. Like Vince did not want that to be the ending. He did not. He's like, my Undertaker doesn't go out on a stretcher or whatever. And but like Triple H and him convinced him, if you're going to want to do another one, I have to go out this way. They had to convince the mastermind, Vince, of it, which kudos to them for having the pull to do that. Absolutely the right call because
Yeah.
we would not have needed 28 if WrestleMania
Right.
28 if Taker went out on top and just walked out, did the pose and walked out. No, we needed him to go out. He won the match, but he lost the war. He won the battle, but he lost the war, and he had to avenge that the next year. So
And
I
we don't
love
see
it.
Taker again until the 28 build, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the first time
Correct.
he took like a whole year
A
off
whole
Yeah.
year off.
between
Yeah.
manias. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time.
And our last
So
year with, maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know. No, maybe Triple H has one more long haired year. But I know that I thought it might have been his
Yeah.
last. But I know, well, yeah, you're right. When that near fall happened, I remember I was doing the 1, 2, and then afterwards, like, no, and my buddy goes,
Oh,
screw you, it's not over, no, like,
I thought that was it, man.
I thought so for sure. But yeah, no, great match. It's an all timer, and it's like if you have this match, the Punk match, the Cody match, the Edge Del Rio match to a lesser extent, probably
Yeah,
three. How could you say this is a terrible WrestleMania?
exactly.
It's not. You have a horrible segment on the show, and
Yeah.
the ending, which we'll get to, is flat. But you know, other than that, it's a good show, I think.
Yeah.
And we'd be remiss to not mention the entrances here. Like
Oh
two,
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I think there are 4 all-time WrestleMania entrances on this show. 2 of them are here,
Yeah.
and 2 of them are in the main event
Mhm.
because Triple H comes out to "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by Metallica.
Yes.
unbelievable.
And
I think it's still on the
Unbelievable.
network and stuff too. I think they
that
kept
one is okay. I don't
I
know.
think maybe.
I can't
Cat
remember.
Johnny's not.
Yeah.
JC is not.
Undertaker coming out to Johnny Cash.
Mm.
Ain't No Grave. It live in the
Amazing.
arena and live on pay-per-view, but then not on the DVD or anything.
Yeah.
Both
Listening to
really
that,
amazing, like chilling in the arena. Both of them.
no, the sound of that chain and that "Ain't No Grave," like that, just echoing through the George. I can still hear that. Like just that sound. That song
That's
was
incredible.
perfect, man.
I was doing Tommy Lynch fantasy booking in my head. Thought, well, that's his new theme song.
Yeah.
for the rest of the
Yeah,
time.
100%.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And I was
He's
like,
retired the
fine
old
by
one,
me.
and this is it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect for the character, and it really was like, yeah, and probably one of my favorite parts of the build. When you mentioned the build, just remember this: when Triple H is in there and Sean comes back to like talk
Yeah.
about the build, and Triple H goes and tell him, Sean, I'm going to be the one to get it done, and Sean kind of looks at him and goes like, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
And he just walks away sad. Really good
It's really
stuff.
good. Really
For
good.
sure.
Were you as big a fan of the build-up to Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool versus John Morrison, Trish Stratus, and Snooki?
I will say, big Jersey Shore fans. We love
Same here.
Yep,
Same here.
yep.
Not
The
me.
fist
Not me.
bumping.
That's not me.
Dude, I was quoting Jersey Shore this week in 2026. I said Cabs
Yeah.
are here and GTL last week at Harlem Globetrotters. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's still
I still
on, still
carry
on
it.
the air. Jersey
Yeah.
Shore, Back to the Shore.
Reunion or something?
Still
Okay.
running. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Jenny and I used to watch Jersey Shore. We loved it. I mean, it's trash TV, but we loved it. We were mesmerized. It was great. I love Paulie D. Love Mike. Love all those guys. They were so fun to watch and just so many stupid things. But yeah, Snooki, JWoww. I love JWoww. But Snooki was like, I was like, really? We're getting Snooki on this show? Not
It felt like,
JWoww?
oh my God, they've gotten the biggest star in the world.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like, how'd they pull this one off?
You can't argue that. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it'd be like right now if they grabbed like Sabrina Carpenter or something. You'd be
Yeah.
like, oh gosh, they got her. Like Snooki was everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
And I
Yeah.
really do think this probably played a role in my buddy, I mentioned he's a little grumpy. He was not grumpy about Jersey Shore. He loved it. And the idea that Snooki was on the show, we were going to get to see her wrestle, he was all about it. And I remember going in, another quote from that show that you mentioned the quotes is the episode where Ron gets arrested. And I guess like somebody comes and messes with him. So he pops him. And then he goes, one shot. I, to this day, like if Dakota wins like a relay race against someone, I'm on the side to Erica going, one shot. And then he gets arrested and he's devastated and shocked he got arrested. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you just knocked this guy out and are
One-
bragging about it, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
But yeah, they got like her and probably, I guess, the situation were huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were everywhere.
And I'm
For
sure
me,
she was
like-
a train wreck going into the build for it. Like I probably didn't take anything serious, I assume.
Well, I mean, she did. She had her move. She did her little back
Round off,
cartwheel,
back handspring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
into the elbow, which was more than you thought you were gonna get. And to me, going into it, I'm like, well, you know what? John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler are getting on the WrestleMania card.
Yep.
And I love both those guys. So I was like, all right, that's cool. They're going to get a chance to shine for a little bit. And Snooki's going to give them the rub. Well, maybe not that, but
May have.
and hey, Trish Stratus. We're going to see Trish.
Yeah,
This was
Trish back.
post-retirement. First of her, before she became the Mick Foley of the women's division, making a comeback
Coming back.
every 6 months. But, that I was excited for that.
John Morrison gives her the brush off because she took the
Yeah,
lead.
this was a big kerfuffle backstage apparently. So
Yeah.
Well, I
And
don't
I never
think
noticed it till you go back. If you're looking for it, you could see it. She goes for the hug and he like gives Snooki a hug and kind of blows her off.
I'm not sure Morrison and Ziggler tag into the match, if I
I
recall.
don't
Like
think they
it's so
do.
short. I think
No,
John
yeah.
Morrison does a dive to Ziggler on the outside, but this
Yeah.
was like another starting to become another letdown. It was like I wasn't expecting a lot out of this match, but I thought we'd get
I
Dolph
wanted
and
to see
John
Jomo
Morrison
and
doing a
Dolph do
little bit,
something. Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
get
For sure.
yeah, they get nothing.
Yeah. No,
I
agreed. You're
don't.
right.
Maybe Triple H and Taker went long. I imagine.
Might have. It probably did. It probably was like they went long, and if they didn't have
I
Snooki,
think
that match might have been quit. Might have been cut.
I, I think Cole went long.
You think?
I think that went
You
long.
think?
They were about 10 minutes heavy on that segment.
Can you imagine Taker and Hunter backstage watching them go
Oh,
on forever?
they're
Like being like, let's go. What are we doing?
yeah.
This isn't getting over. Call it
Yeah.
audible. Kill it. It's
Oh,
done.
you know they're punking Vince out at the gorilla right there. Like, seriously? We're about to
Yeah.
go show you what WrestleMania is about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He had to be like, well, thank God we got Taker and Triple H. Like, they're not going to be horrible. I liked that Triple H and Taker match so much. That's the shirt I got. The only Mania I didn't get the full
Yeah.
I was there. I got the matchup.
Mm.
Thought it was that good.
Nice. Yeah, but yeah, this was his palate cleanser. It was quick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm not
quick.
sure it cleansed my palate.
I mean, it was okay, yeah, you're not wrong. It was a let up from the intensity of what we saw in the match prior. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I do recall a lot of people hitting the stands. Oh, thank
That's
God.
what
we
it
still did
stands
this
for.
match.
100%.
We got to get to the restrooms quick. Not James and I. We were all in, but a lot of people were out of there quick to go and leave and do that whole deal.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you were back for the entrances for the main event because
oh my gosh, man.
Two all time.
Oh yeah.
I think they still hold up when you talk about greatest WrestleMania entrances. Both of these right here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I
You
always
hate
say,
me now.
yeah, that I always say if you watch this show and you turn it off right after the entrances, you're like, wow, that was what a great WrestleMania. Because yeah, you had the You Can Hate Me Now, which is just like
It's
a top 5 video package, I think, of all time. So well done. It's
the
incredible.
big blow up awesome.
Yes.
Ah.
And when he comes out through the big awesome balloons with A-Rai and they come marching down, I don't understand how he was just not a bona fide main eventer from that point forward.
Right?
He was in my book.
He was for us,
I was
yeah.
a misfit through and through. And like you talk about getting the goosebumps.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
him during that video pack, going all the back with clips from the Real World Challenge in there, and like his whole journey. Like I was a huge Miz guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this, I was boned up for this main event. I was ready for it.
You were pumped out of your Miz for the
He was.
Without question.
And it's like you watch him get to the front, and he's talked about it in the past. Of like in the front row is all his friends from the challenge, and I know he's a huge challenge guy too, Alex. And so he like goes there and he's like, "We made it! Like we're here! Like amazing!" And then and to his credit, Cena's entrance is great. Cena's entrance is always great.
Yeah, the gospel choir.
The gospel choir.
That's so good. It felt very appropriate for Atlanta. To have that there, it was excellent. Mm-hmm.
And then it's a DMX speech, right? Is it DMX?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
I almost said Ja Rule, in which case you guys could have hung up and never talked to me again in that era. But it was DMX. And he says this like really nice, like, I have to be who I am, basically. Like everyone's gonna hate me, but I still have to do what I need to do. It comes out, and I'd say the first couple minutes, the match is actually pretty good.
It's passable until they go to the outside and Miz rings his bell, I mean, that's things fall apart then, which, I understand in hindsight when we go back and watch, it's like, oh, he has no idea what's going on, you know?
And I can imagine
and the overbookingness of The Rock and stuff at the end, but
right.
But, and I think too, like you talked, Tommy, about The Rock being all over this show, which he had a bunch of backstage segments. But I know amongst us, we're sitting there thinking, that is not all The Rock is doing tonight. So
Yeah.
like we're just waiting and waiting and waiting for him to be involved in this main event. Like you just know, I mean, and he's been feuding with, he's been a part of the buildup for Cena and Miz. So you know the finish isn't going to happen without him being involved. And so they do this stupid double count out, and it's just like, okay, here we go. Now The Rock's coming out, and he comes out. Only this is the only other time he appears in front of the crowd is
Right.
the opening speech, and then he comes out here to restart the match, and then get involved in the finish. So that was the other letdown. The match itself is disappointing, but then you're just waiting for what's going to happen with The Rock.
And then The Rock comes in. It's finally you get this big moment. And then the damn bling, bling goes off. And I'm like, are they kidding me?
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Please
Everyone
shoot me.
groaned.
Yeah.
I mean, like you guys had you guys great seats and were able to like really, it had to be cool to see like The Rock so close to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you got Austin that close and The Rock that close. Like that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking that piece out of it. But yeah, it was exactly how honestly I was last year's Mania. Sitting there the whole time at some point that If You Smell is going to hit, and here we go. We're off to the races. Last year just didn't happen. But that one, agreed. You figured he was going to show up, and he was going to probably get involved. And my thought was, all right, Cena's going to overcome the odds. He'll get the belt back. Him and Rock have a stare down of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you would think.
Instead, they restart the match, which is like booking 101 for WWE. They restart the match. The babyface gets the win. Not this time. The Miz actually got the win. And I mean, I remember James and I are not big hugger guys, and we were big time bro hugging, jumping up and down. We couldn't believe it. Wait a minute, let's make sure they're not restarting it again.
Yeah.
We were so happy that Miz we couldn't believe it. And that man probably
me neither.
That man was able to go take his sign down, go to bed. I mean, he must have been really relieved.
Saved his life that night.
Yeah. Right. The Miz
How to
saved
save
a
life.
Yeah. The Fray. Yeah.
The Fray.
Well, I couldn't believe it. Again, I was there for the Miz. I was like, we had the autograph signing, and it was just like, it felt like, oh, this is fate. Like, this is amazing. And you kept waiting for something else to happen.
Yeah.
Too. Right. Like, okay, the general manager's going to come in again, or okay, Rock's going to restart. Maybe Rock's going to pin Miz. And win the world title like Hulk Hogan. But no, the Miz walks out of WrestleMania as the world champ.
Crazy.
A-Rai on his arm.
Oh my gosh.
Pick up the belt.
Again, I think that's why this WrestleMania, another reason why this goes down as a bottom tier WrestleMania for people, is the Miz walking out as the champ. So many people just disappointed and couldn't believe it. And I get it. On the flip side, I couldn't have been happier.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's the idea that at WrestleMania, there'd only been one other time that a heel ended the show.
Yeah.
It actually
it was 11 years earlier.
Triple H and Miz.
Exactly. Right. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But I remember us being just like to the moon after this, like, wow, we got what we wanted. Miz retained. Great match with Taker and Hunter. This has got to go down as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time.
Oh, I remember walking out being like, this is, take out Cole and Lawler and take out the, core and the Snooki like stuff. And like, this is one of the best WrestleManias ever. And then like, you get online afterward and you're like, wow, these people are really yucking our yum, dude. Like, they hated it, dude. Like, these people are pooping our Cheerios. What is going on?
What is that about? Exactly.
Yeah. It was a lot. But man, you know what? I was just thinking, George talking about it. Even in modern times, heels that have won have only been like elite guys. It's been like Roman, Brock.
Mm-hmm.
So even in that, Brock, like going to nowadays, it's still the Miz sticks out like a sore thumb as a heel that's won WrestleMania. That's crazy, dude.
You wonder how they made that call. Like when I saw Vince McMahon last week, I should have said,
okay,
Ben, when we're out of the restroom here, man, I gotta ask, what was the thought process of making the decision to keep the belt on the Miz at the end of that wrestling? And it had to be maybe they just thought, hey, people are so over Cena. let's just see what happens if we keep the belt on the Miz. And he loses it the next month too. It's not even like they were fully invested in him.
Yeah.
Tommy, how's your foot feeling?
My what?
Your foot.
My foot's okay.
You just dropped a giant name right there. I don't know if you
Oh,
have a bruise or something.
Yes, I was.
Tell us the story.
I was over at Nobu last week celebrating my wife's birthday, and for a long period of time.
Classy move. Just let's start there. Classy move.
Yeah, with her favorite place, and I had done a thing where she thought it was going to be the two of us get to the table. Her two best friends are sitting at the table, so she was like,
move. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was loving life and very happy. Couldn't believe they came all the way to Manhattan, made the commitment to go to Nobu, all of that. And I had heard for a while that Vince McMahon is a frequent guest at Nobu, but I've seen a couple folks at Nobu. I've seen Hulk Hogan, I've seen Eric Bischoff, I've seen Pete Davidson. Never saw Vince. So I went to the restroom, opened up the door, end up nailing his security guard with the door. And the security guard, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, my mistake. You're good. Come on in. And I walk into the restroom and I'm getting play-by-play here. I pull over to the urinal. And as I look over, I about to use the restroom. I turn around and look and I see Vince McMahon is right behind me washing his hands. And I'm not out of the restroom. I pulled the phone out of my pocket, texting the Royal Rumble 25. Vince is in the restroom right behind me, right? So I guess
are you at urinal?
At urinal, yeah,
hand?
At urinal, deciding if I should go to the bathroom anymore. I don't even know what to do, right?
Yeah.
And
you turned around and you're like that segment where Big Show pees all over William Regal. You're just like, you're peeing on the guy next to you.
Yeah, I mean, I am like, I don't know. So I was thinking, like, how did Vince know that I recognized him? But it had to be because I immediately picked up the phone and was probably fumbling around and looking ridiculous. And then I kind of did a double take. And then as he's washing his hands, he looks back into the mirror like he's in the mirror. He's looking right at me. And he said, hey, how's it going, pal? And I was like, fuck. I was sorry. I have to beep that out. But I was like,
you're fine.
I was like, man, I'm all right. How are you? All right, doing well. I was like, great. Enjoy the rest of your night. And then I texted Eric, get your eye in the restroom. Vince McMahon's walking out. And then Erica was like, what? Get a photo. I'm like, how can I get a photo? Like, her point was I should have left the restroom, waited outside for him and said, hey, I'm a huge fan. Could we get a photo? In that moment, I don't know what the heck to do. So I wasn't.
No.
And it's a weird thing. Like when you're at Nobu too, I think this is also this like.
It's a pretty elite place.
Yeah. You don't want to be that guy. Yeah. So then he leaves, he goes and does it. And she's texted her brother who works there. Hey, Vince McMahon's here. He comes flying over. So now that whole table is standing there and they walk out, they go and they leave. They go back to their little private space in the back. And then I came out. Hold on, Vince McMahon.
Did you come out open for me?
Oh. Everyone popped at my table, popped big. Couldn't believe it. They're like, what the heck? And honestly, that was pretty much our discussion the remainder of the meal. I don't think anything was like,
how could you? Yeah.
Is Vince still here? Is he still in the back? And then we were making our way to the back, and it's right where the end is. And one of my, we know somebody well there. He said, if you really want a photo, just go stand outside. At some point, he's going to be done. He'd stand outside. I was like, I can't do that. Like, I don't want to be like a mark. So I let it go. But we were walking over that he was over here at a table of 4. Across from him is his security guard. And his security guard saw us walking over and stood right up, right in front of it. He was almost like, bring it. Try me. Come on over and ask him. Try to come up with some reason as to why you'd be back here. And so I just said to him, hey, good night. He's like, oh, take care. Have a good one. And yeah, that was the end of it. But it was
incredible.
Crazy. What a larger than life experience it was.
Yeah. Vince was larger than life in the bathroom?
See, they don't call him the genetic jackhammer with the grapefruits for nothing. But yeah, I was totally thrown off, and it was all that
that's crazy.
It was insane.
Only you. The Forrest Gump of pro wrestling. Only you could have an interaction like that.
I did not realize he was washing his hands, looking at you in the mirror, and you're at the urinal behind you. I thought you were like you were washing your hands too when you text us. I thought that's
No,
how I read
it
it.
was literally
That's like from a movie, dude.
yeah.
That's from
Well,
a
because like I was
movie.
about to use the urinal, and then that's when I like
Yeah,
looked back and noticed it was him. And
yeah.
that's when I was just like, I'm not
Stage fright.
taking care of business. I was just like trying to message you guys, like, what the heck do I do here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when I told Steve's like, look, anybody could say how they'd act in that moment if they were there, but no one knows how you'd act. It'd be the craziest thing there. So, but yeah, that was the experience. It was pretty insane to say the least.
Crazy, dude.
Well, I don't know how to transition back to WrestleMania after that, but
yeah.
The only thing I will add is, the finale of the weekend for me was that Monday night, and the Monday Night Raw. We were there for that.
So you did go to Raw, yeah?
We went to Raw because the whole point was we were going to go back to Atlanta, go to Raw, and then go back to that diner after Raw.
Yes, you got it.
That was James's the whole year. James talked about built this moment up for 15 months, and I was like, dude, there's no way that we're going to walk in and see wrestlers in this same diner again. And he was hell bent. He was like, we're going to be there for Sin Cara's. And I will say that Raw the night after Mania, probably the first time I was pooped. Like I was like, I had so much wrestling. It was hard to keep it going for another night. Like even though I was really pumped up for Mania, felt like during that Raw we were just like, oh man. And I remember sitting there going, really feel bad because we're gonna get this diner and it's not going to be what James thinks it is, and it's going to be a totally for nothing. And then lo and behold, we go to the diner afterwards, come right up the steps, we're sitting right there in the booth, right on top of the staircase from when we're coming up, is back for the second year. He must have loved this diner. Dolph Ziggler, Nikki Bella, who were together at the time, and across the table was Zack Ryder. And I couldn't believe there could have been anything more surprising to me in the world that there were wrestlers back at this diner. And James is just, the happiest person.
He's like, I told you.
I told you. I did it I told you this is our plan for over a year. And he's like, and he's the most over guy in your life. You watch his videos and talk about him all the time. And so I am like, what do we do? Right? Like, and James is like, we have to play it cool. We don't want to interrupt them while they're eating. Wrestlers don't like that. So let's just kind of go to the back, eat our food. And when we see them getting up, boom, we'll hightail it over and we'll try to get an autograph, try to get a picture. And I was like, you sure we just don't go over and ask politely? And I was like, no, you can't do that now. And we finally do. And as we're sitting there, two other guys ask them if they could interrupt them while eating. And they invite them in the booth with them for photos. And I was like, oh, come on.
Should have been you.
It should have been me. Exactly. And so eventually I'm like, come on, James. James was like, I can't do it, man. So I'm like, I'm going to go myself. So I went over and I go over to them as they're leaving. And Dolph sees me coming and he just goes, not today, Mark. And then I was like, oh, listen, Dolph, huge fan. I completely get it. Don't mean to interrupt you. I'm actually wondering if I can get a picture with Zack Ryder, though. I'm huge fans of him. And he was so excited, right? He's like, oh, get him, kid. Get him. Yes. He was so pumped up about Zack Ryder trying to do this. And Zack Ryder was like, oh, wow. He's like, yeah. And Zack Ryder wearing the Zack Ryder t-shirt, right? And he's
always ready.
So he's like, listen, man, if I do this for you, there's going to be 1 million people who are going to come running over, and it's going to be our whole night. So please act cool, act like you know me, and then follow us outside. Call your, if you got a buddy, you can call him over too. Follow us outside. We'll get a picture, but I just don't want this to be a whole night. I was like, sure. Absolutely. So now James is watching this from a distance. I'm now high-fiving, broski hugging him, all these things. We all walk out together. And then James, I come calling James over. James running over like, what the hell? And then I get the photo, and Nikki takes the photo. We have this great moment, and then I'm like, thank you so much. He's like, thanks for the support. Like, I love it. Thank you. This is I really appreciate it. I was like, keep it up. The YouTube thing is working. Like, I know it's going to be great. He's like, hope so. Like, really got high hopes. And then Dolph Ziggler's like, this is great. You don't know how much this made his night too. Like, this has just made me so happy. And then I was like, awesome. And hey, Dolph, now that we're all this great moment, you mind if we get a picture? He said, absolutely not. No chance we'll get a photo.
Good on Dolph for sticking to the heel.
Yeah,
Ziggler, dude.
I love it.
Heel
Like,
Ziggler. Yeah.
I thought like if he gave me the photo, it would have been worse than if he did that. Like that was even better. And then like we kind of went up there, and James was like forever. Like I mean, he was basically Chris Jericho the night he won 2 title belts the same night. He talked about this. Oh, he came back to the diner, and there they were sitting right there for years. He was so proud of himself that this actually worked, and it was like the best cap to the weekend.
Sure.
But yeah, what an incredible experience. You know, as we wind down here, any takeaways you all have from the experience?
I'll share one quick other thing I was going to try to squeeze in there. But we talked about being so excited for Miz. Something cool they did that night, and maybe you can say if they've done this at other Manias, not any of the other ones that I've been to, but they announced like midway through the show, after the show is over, be sure to get your exclusive championship t-shirts of the winners of the 2 world title matches. We'll have exclusive t-shirts here. So they did like, you know, the gimmick of, like the Super Bowl, you know, you get the Super Bowl champions t-shirt right there. And so when they announced it like halfway through the show, and I was like, okay, John Cena's gonna win. I don't want a John Cena shirt. I'll get an Edge shirt, and that'll be cool. Edge with the world title on there. But then Miz wins, and I'm like, bro, I'm getting a Miz shirt. So like we go outside and like they're printing them there, like in the arena. And I got a Miz championship t-shirt. It doesn't fit me anymore, so I don't have it on anymore. But I recently found on eBay, and I'm only sharing this because I've never seen this anywhere else in the world, but on eBay this popped up. Apparently they did make shirts for the winners and losers. Like I guess like
crazy.
You know, like they make the Super Bowl shirts in advance, because here is oh man, it's messing up my screen, but I don't know if you can tell. That's an Alberto Del Rio WWE
champion
WrestleMania winner t-shirt on there. Oh, the screen went away, but yeah,
that's crazy.
Found that on eBay. I'd never seen that before. Yeah,
well,
you can see it good there. I wanted to share that on here because I've never heard of that in the 15 years since then.
That's
but I
funny.
Stumbled on it on eBay.
In a predetermined sport, they acted like it was a shoot.
They should have known.
Printed both. Yeah.
Oh, maybe they printed all those out and they switched decision last minute.
I was gonna say they may have printed those out, and then Edge got the word like
about that.
And so that may be what happened. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because that definitely felt like it was going to be Del Rio's moment, and then it went to Edge.
Yeah,
that's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Wow.
But you know, 15 years later, like
I don't think that's ever happened again. What a cool idea, though. They should do that.
They should do that every year.
They might put them online after.
They do them online now.
Yeah, but to have it for sale in the arena
at the end of the night, absolutely.
Yeah. Like they should
part of it. Yeah, well, I know they can do that because they did it back then. And like I went and saw Pearl Jam 2 years later, me and Chuck, and like they printed shows out with this, or the shirts out with the set list on it that night. Like you could get them that night, like at the show. You know, it's like. That's so cool. Like, why not do that for Mania? You know, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
I know they did when Cena had his last show at MSG, and at the end of the night, AJ Lee returned. They did put a graphic on the screen, like get your signed AJ Lee prints over at the merch stand, and you did see people hustling out to quickly get which I'm like, that's so easy to do. Why not do stuff like that? Like that is that's awesome, but never that. That's very cool. I don't remember.
That was cool.
Really nice.
I love this show. It's a fun show. It's take the turds out of the punch bowl, and it's got 4 really good matches. You know, a great streak match. You know, a good Punk and Orton match, a good opening world title match. You know, those are all good, and Ray and Cody are all good. So I like this show. A heel wins at the end, so it's kind of unique. But my only I just don't understand why they haven't come back to Atlanta for Mania. It makes no sense to me. Like that's such a beautiful stadium now. The new place is incredible, And like I said, Atlanta has everything you need for the international people to fly across from all of the world. It's an international airport. It's got everything you need, all kinds of stuff. But it may be I don't know what it is, but come back to Atlanta. I'd love to go back to another one there.
I almost went to bed blood a couple years ago just because I was like to Ari,
Oh yeah,
we should go. Just
Yeah,
Atlanta's so
I
much
wanted
fun.
to.
yeah.
Like it's so
And that
cool. It's
was
such a fun city to go visit.
Punk
And
and
there's so many things
McIntyre,
to
so
do.
good.
Yeah. Like that stuff. And I know now I think the CNN tower is done, right?
Well, and that was WCW's headquarters was in the CNN Tower.
It was
Was
back
it
in the day.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
they
Oh
had an
yeah, it was in
office
that
there.
building.
Mhm.
Their
Wow.
office was
Now
in
it's
there.
gone, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I think the food court and the hotel are still there, but yeah, I don't think
Okay.
CNN has a presence there
I think
anymore.
they're up in
I
New
think
York
the
now.
building is still there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It was such a cool building too, because that's like when you'd go to Raw, you'd have people lined up inside the CNN Tower, similar to the
Yes.
building we went to for Cena's last match. And then you could
Yes,
walk
it
through
was
that
also.
and go directly to where the Hall of Fame and all that was.
Was Raw at Phillips Arena? I guess it would have been that you were in.
Yeah, the Hall of
Okay.
Fame was there too.
Yeah, that's where
Same
Hall of
building
Fame
as the
was.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was. Everything was right there. Like it was beautiful. It was just like
Yeah.
everything you wanted to do was in that same city center where you were going to. It was great. Other than the mugging that one time. Other than that, perfect. It was great.
It's weird. You come from New York, get mugged in Atlanta. You'd think
Right?
that'd be the
Well,
other way
you know,
around.
and I think it was a lesson learned. First time I'm flying anywhere was these Atlanta trips, like on my own ever in life. So doing that, I think was also just like my friend James was like, "Oh, you couldn't look more like a tourist. Do we
Yeah.
need the Yankee hat? Like, come on, man. Like, try to act like you look a little bit like wearing a big wrestling shirt with the Yankee hat is like, hey, everyone, I'm only here for WrestleMania. I have no clue what's going on."
Yeah.
And he's 100% right. Like now we have it better under control. Also back then, you're a kid, you're staying in the seediest parts of town because you're like, whoa, at a $60 hotel, what beats that? Where it's like, you gotta, stay in a place you might get out of alive too. So
Yeah.
it's and one of the, I'll tell a funny story. I don't know if it was this Atlanta trip or another one, but Gerald Briscoe's brother Jack passes away, like right while we're there. And I remember I woke up James. James, I have horrible news. Jack Briscoe passed away. And James was like, holy crap, man, that is awful. You mean the guy who was in the team with Pat Patterson? I'm like, no, his brother. He's like, the hell do I care waking me up in the middle of the night for his brother? I mean, if it was Gerald, I guess, but for his brother, you're waking me up in the middle of the night? Like, give me a break. I was like, thanks.
I like James.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He keeps it real.
He does keep it real. That is absolutely the truth there.
I'll get a little sentimental here. I know we're wrapping up, so I'll keep it quick. But I just cherish the memories of this show.
Yeah.
More than just the matches. But our buddy Josh, who went to the show, he passed away a couple years ago. So like just holding on to the pictures and the memories of the show. Like I was getting emotional when we were talking about going into the arena and like just all. You said it, and we said the same thing to each other. Like we made it, like we got here, and we had just wanted it for so long. And I just remember we were all just like hugging and high fiving, like you can't believe it, man. So I'll always hold those memories close. Terrible. Oh no, it's all good because we have these things, and that's what I'll say to anybody watching this. Like go to the shows, man. Go make the memories. Doesn't I know it's crazy expensive and. Maybe don't go broke doing it, but make the memories, go do all the stuff. And I'm so glad we did it. And absolutely priceless to have those memories all with each other. So I'll always hold those tight.
100%. And I'll add something to that too. Josh was wearing this neon green fishing shirt. You got to bring the picture up. Yeah. So Alex has a wrestling shirt. I have my Eddie Vedder shirt. Chuck has a Macho Man shirt. And we're like, we all leave the hotel and go out breakfast or something. And we assume we're going back to the hotel to let Josh change. So we're like, there's no way you're wearing this dumb green, like lime green fishing shirt to this show. So we're giving him a hard time. Anyway, great thing he did because we can see ourselves on the playback. because of Josh's big dumb neon green shirt. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So
That's incredible.
thanks to Josh. We're
Oh,
thankful that Josh wore that dumb green shirt so we can say, oh, there we are, right there. So yeah, funny. He had the last laugh on us when it came to that. So yeah.
It is. It's I think about my friend James, still a dear friend of mine to this day, but this is the only Mania I didn't go to, that I went to before Ari, right? Ari and I meet in 2012. And so James and I go to this show, and it is like, I'll never forget 2023. I come down with Bell's palsy, and I was, James had Bell's palsy at one point. What are the odds?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Like, he had it years prior. You would never know he had it now.
No, I didn't know
completely
that.
went out. You'd kind of know.
Crazy.
Mine, especially maybe after a couple of, like, what JR always says, after a couple of drinks, the Bell's palsy comes out. I'll retire you. That's true. Sockatash, whatever is he, Sockatash? So
Sassafras.
Sassafras. There you go.
Yeah. Sockatash is Roman Reigns' line.
Yeah. So it's his line. So yeah, I have Bell's palsy, and I am on the phone with James. I was like, man, Erica's got to work. I got to get down. I'm going to go down to Tampa and go to the Rumble. I'm just going to go myself. It's going to be a quick trip. I just need something to do to kind of take my mind off of this Bell's palsy thing. I'm starting a new job next week. I have time to do it. And he looks up and he's like, you know what? I see Raw 30s in town the week before. It's in Philly. It's a 2-hour drive as opposed to like a flight and all that. He's like, I'll go with you to Raw 30 if you promise you won't go to the Royal Rumble. So we had this trip to Raw 30. It was like the first time we'd done a show in like 12 years. And it was so cool. And it was like a real moment I needed at the time. So it was, and it brought back, you're 100% right, like the memories you make on these trips, playing Catan, doing P90X. Like, you remember those things more than sometimes the shows itself. The show itself is like the cap off and almost bittersweet because the trip's coming to an end.
Absolutely.
So it's sometimes it's the stuff like I remember. Yeah, Rumble 25 was great, but I couldn't wait to get back and I'll do the recording of the podcast.
Yeah.
And hang out and do the horror house and all that. So it's the memories you make along the way.
Absolutely.
So cool.
Well, thank you both for joining here. Really excited. I know this will also be on the Talking Taker YouTube channel as well, or the podcast network. And but do you all, before we get out of here, anything else you'd like to plug that you have coming up?
I mean, you can go listen to our WrestleMania 27 episode. You can go listen to our most recent episode. Looking back, we're 35 years from the origin of the streak. So WrestleMania 7. So we went back and looked. We rewatched that original streak match with Jimmy Snuka and a couple of matches from the WWE Vault channel on YouTube that were around that time as well. A house show match from MSG with Jimmy Snuka that I don't think you were at, Tommy.
Might have been right
when you were 4 years old.
Yeah.
And then a match with Tugboat that was on the build-up to WrestleMania. So that's our latest there on the Talking Taker channel. And of course, our mini vlogs with you and our trips with you. You can check those out. But really, I mean, we are most excited to see the memories you're making in Vegas this year. And we can't wait to see the WWE World Tour and the Superstore Tour.
Yes.
I'm just chomping at the bit.
Oh, yeah, no
watch
doubt.
that.
Going to be fun. It's an exciting time for sure. Excited. I'm going with the whole fam. My wife booked this one uncharacteristically very early. It was like one of these things. She's like, I just want to get it, set it, forget it. And so we booked this one out early. We have the kids coming. Her mother's coming. We'll see if she does the NWO Hollywood Hogan entrance that I hope she does. But it's going to be fun and a lot of fun at the same time. So cool. But I can't wait. Hopefully we'll be able to all connect for SummerSlam too. That's one that I'm looking forward to for sure.
Looking forward to it.
And we should all connect. Hopefully our May episode of Talking Taker, hopefully we'll be able to get this in the can before May. And we have the whole PSK there as we do our ultimate fantasy draft for In Your House matches. So stay tuned. Yeah,
absolutely.
Stay tuned.
Well, thanks so much, everyone. And thanks to Alex and Travis for joining us. Hopefully we shed some light on WrestleMania 27 and you don't all think that it was, as bad as maybe you remember it.
Yeah.
Some real highlights along the way.
We went a little heavy like Cole and Cole and
I think my messages were like, hey, everything good? To, you all right? Once I make sure you're all right, I'm going to be pissed again that it's been so long.
Yeah.
But But yeah,
thanks for having me my first time on here.
Of course,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
We'll hope to do it again. We have a 20th year anniversary of December to Dismember that you guys
God,
connect
I'm ready for
one.
that, dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Sounds good. Well, thank you both so much, and keep it locked right here to Watch Along Wrestling. But since you guys are here, maybe we could do one sign off together and say, take her easy.
Take her easy. Oh, Alex just cursed us. It's Danhausen.